Hey, welcome to The Realms. I'm Chaos, running some Pathfinder 2nd Edition here. This is episode 10, if you can believe that, of our game.
Oh, yeah.
Only 10.
And
Seems like so long ago.
we are
It does.
we are back to follow the ongoing adventures of the Storm Chasers, version 2. Our brave adventurers are the descendants of a legendary adventuring company and trying to find out the secrets that their ancestors didn't tell them about, and about the current devastation going on in their hometown, and that has led them to Riddleport, where they were poisoned and subdued by brigands.
Very briefly in Riddleport.
Very briefly in Riddleport. As is our tradition, we're going to have everybody roll a d20, and the lowest die will begin with a character description.
Ugh.
8.
11.
Trying to get I'm at 4.
My ancestors didn't share with me how much tattoos hurt.
3.
Not me!
We're off and running.
All right, so okay, character descriptions now for people who are just tuning in as well. Give a little like physical description and maybe a little bit of personality. Not a 10-minute monologue, but just
I can do either.
Can you?
I can do it.
Wait, can you limit it to 10 minutes?
I can do a little
oh,
both.
really quick too.
Oh, hero points.
Oh, yes.
Pass
yes.
out
Probably
hero
gonna need
points.
those.
Thank you.
Oh, definitely gonna need these.
I should have used mine
Awesome.
last.
So, my name is Matt Fellman, and I am playing the young Jax Mordecai. He is a young 18-year-old human from Varissia. He's a tall, fit young man, dirty blonde hair, blue eyes. Very happy, but he has also had the encounter where he pulled another entity into him by finding a mysterious necklace in his family's field. And so he put it on, and now he is another soul as well, Silvari, an air spirit who had betrayed their ancestors and trapped into the necklace, and now they are wrestling with each other for control of the same body. So yeah, and Silvari is was a pretty powerful sorcerer, but is now,
Insufferably arrogant.
well, you would be too if you were crammed into a necklace for many years and.
Justify it however you need to.
Okay. Yeah, and that's it. He's you'll see me portray him through different voices. I got two pretty distinct voices, I would say. So you'll know who I am and when I am that person. So that's it. Less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, it was like 5.
There you go. Half and half.
Are you okay?
I'm good.
Okay. My name is Zero, and I like to party. But today I'm playing Bork, the Goblin Bard, who is also youngish, at a whopping 8 years old. He's a goblin, blue-gray skin, red beady eyes, rather dashing for a goblin. I don't know what else to say. I mean, he is the way he is.
All right.
I am Hurricane Katrina. I'm playing Von Vinatrina Tirnadair, who is a storm druid, an Arctic elf storm druid. Also young, 50-ish years for an elf.
For now.
Tall, slender, light blue skin, silver blue hair. Likes to play with lightning. Take long walks in the clouds.
Your folks tell you not to play with lightning.
No,
Burn stuff down that way.
my mom died before she could tell me that.
Aw. Way to bring down the mood.
Chat throws in that Bork is the leader of the Trans-Galarian Borkestra.
The Borkestra, yes.
Ooh,
Love it.
nice.
Love it.
And also the hero of our tale.
Bork is the hero of the tale.
I hate admitting that sometimes, but...
We can tell you just hate it.
Well, no, I personally hate it. I love rubbing it in on you guys.
Hi, I'm Mike. I'm playing Kazmal
You know what? It's my stone to bear.
Kazakar. Ugh. Damn you, Bork. Anyway,
It's the Sisyphean task of carrying you all along.
I'm the Dwarf Ranger, and I have weathered, kind of tan skin with a copper-haired beard, braids all throughout the beard and the hair. Awkward, super awkward, oversensitive, way oversensitive, definitely shy.
It's kind of a wuss.
Kind of a wuss. Screw you, man.
I'm waiting for the fierce warrior that I know is in there to bust out and just.
I've just been exposed to so much new things.
What did he ever do to make you think that was there?
It's in there, because he's a dwarf.
I suffer from overstimulation. It's Bork's fault. And
You know what?
Solari's.
I'll carry that one too.
And I also have a dog companion now who's in a
that's
figurine,
right.
but he's only around for 6 hours a week. His name is Torzab.
Should have named the dog Bork also, just to piss me off.
I thought about naming him Krob.
I like Krob.
Krob would have been funny.
Yep.
All right.
So where we left off, you guys had gone into an inn. You guys remember the name of the inn?
The Windy
Yeah.
The Windy Kitty.
Windy Kitty. See, I knew everybody would remember.
It has a catchy tune.
Sure.
We went
Catchy
into an
sound.
inn last week with another descendant of the original Storm Chasers, and
Karn.
with Karn, and he rented a back private dining room and a feast, and then said he's going to go secure passage on a boat. After he left,
We got shanghaied.
you guys got poisoned, and
Not all of us.
Not all of you. Those of you who weren't poisoned
We're beaten.
were beaten.
Soundly drubbed over
Were
the
beaten and unconscious. So you can argue who got the better end of the deal.
Yeah. Mine is a moral victory.
It depends on if there's a hangover or not involved in the drugging.
Well,
Or
they
in
definitely
the
feel
knot.
it when they wake up from the beating. And guys, we are on a new internet provider, so let us know if we drop frames or if we're cutting out at all tonight. Please make sure to chime in on chat. We will be paying attention. We want to make sure it's going smooth. This is our first
Broadcast.
broadcast on our new internet, and we'll see how fiber works out for us compared to cable. We did not have internet at all today. We missed a show earlier today because cable didn't work.
Everybody should have a good, daily fiber.
And without beating up that company, it was their fault. So
Did they ever figure out what it was?
Not sponsored.
we'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that. Not sponsored.
I also added the glare in.
So
Sounds right.
you don't know exactly how long you've been unconscious. The days have rolled together into a mixture of beatings and having liquid poured down your throat that then sends you into a near catatonic state.
So beatings.
It's a good time.
For me, you guys are probably fine.
So they beat us routinely just as a point, or
Mm-hmm.
They don't even give us a chance to wake up.
That's why you don't listen to Ash.
I thought I had it all turned
You
off.
mute your phone.
It is
Doing fine
muted.
over here.
I can hear it.
You can't hear nothing.
Sorry.
It does sound like a Friday night.
So, who all is in the cluster of people constantly getting drugged and beaten?
You four and a fair number of others as well. And the ones administering the liquid gruel and the beatings are hobgoblins.
And can we get an idea of our surroundings?
You're in a wooden hold, presumably on a ship. The few moments of lucidity you get, you can feel the rise and fall as you're traversing over the waves.
We aren't in the Colosseum.
Yes.
So they put us on a ship. That's good.
Yep, you're on a ship.
How is this good?
And to add insult to injury, 3 of the 4 of you are muzzled.
Let me guess which 3.
Which 3?
Bing, bang, bing. And not that guy.
I don't cast spells.
So he can't
That's
talk.
mean.
And you're bound.
I enjoy the silence.
Finally, it is my time. The time of silence.
I don't mind being tied up, but I don't want to be gagged.
That's how you said earlier.
Muzzled. Muzzled.
Hey.
It's a pretty like crude. You basically have like a crude like hood over your head, so you can't really see.
Oh.
Okay.
And it like keeps your jaw from really opening as well. And they come and they loosen it up to pull it up and like feed you your gruel, and then quickly
That's
put it back
rude.
into place.
Me, I probably have no hood. So
It's harder
I can
to
see the
cast a
beams
spell if
coming.
you can't talk well and if you can't see your target.
Yep. No, I get it.
I would assume that I would try to bite one at some point.
Probably.
Yeah.
The one that fits you is made for a goblin, though.
Okay.
They seem well made. This is not their first rodeo.
Yeah.
This is not their first slave auction.
Made by goblinoids for goblins.
And those of you who speak goblin,
Which would be probably just me.
anyone else?
Speak Orcish.
You do hear them talk about that that they're going to make a good haul to slave markets this year. Say, you 3 don't really have a good sense of your surroundings because you can't really see very well either. So
Yeah. So we're just like.
I actually don't remember where the link
on a
is
boat.
at.
The moments you
Oh,
get, you're in a
nope.
hold, you're chained up. There's a line of other prisoners next to you. You see the 3 of them, but they are separated off by themselves. Like no one's around them, and they're the only 3 who are sectioned off like that.
Probably the only 3 casters, I'm guessing.
Kind of what you're getting.
They're the only 3 hooded too.
They are the only 3 hooded.
Yeah.
And you do see in one of your moments of clarity here, about 8 people down from you, chained up as well as Karn.
All right.
As he does that, a hobgoblin walks by and just slams his head against the hold, and he goes back unconscious.
Jerks.
It's not the first time you've seen this play out like this. Then, as I said, the days have kind of rolled together. Even other than like the kind of low moaning and groaning of the other prisoners who are also in uncomfortable positions with their hands chained behind them, latched to the hold, which you've tested several times, and it is very well made. As I said, these are hobgoblins and not goblins. They seem very disciplined, very put together of how their operation works. I am going to give you a perception check.
Ooh. First roll of the game.
Yeah, which means you're doomed to
Yeah.
fail
It's
it.
going to be so bad.
Oh God.
So bad. I rolled a 2. Therefore, I got a 10.
Okay, yeah, you don't really notice anything unusual for your
That
circumstances.
was probably game changing.
This whole
Yeah.
thing is unusual for our
It might have been an
circumstance.
important role, but that's cool.
That's cool.
That's cool.
I got a chip.
You do have a chip.
Don't spend your chip on.
I'll just spend it right away.
It might be
Just-
worth it.
just get it out of the
Oh
way.
God.
I got a 2.
You are the worst.
So I'm gagged. So I'm just gonna be like,
Right?
oh
So
God.
important. That's how important that was.
Oh, man.
There it went. It was like,
Easy come, easy
easy
go.
go.
Wow.
Just trust me to mess it up. It was almost as bad as getting a tattoo.
Yeah, you're just so caught up in your own misery. You don't really pay a lot of attention to your surroundings outside of your immediate
You
vicinity.
really are overstimulated.
I am really overstimulated. Maybe just don't give me those chips anymore. We'll try that as an experiment for a while.
What did we learn?
The chips don't do me any good.
Chips don't do you any good.
So, a few more after kind of coming to the realization that you're on a ship and you're on that. Like I said, the days continue to blend into this kind of horror of being fed what you know is poison, but you also need it for sustenance to keep your strength up. So it's like that. Do I refuse it and stay awake and get weaker, or do I? You do seem to recover more than the other prisoners here, probably due to your dwarven constitution. And you're not really sure what day it is, but the day is disrupted from the sounds of battle. And you are having one of your moments of coming to, and you can hear what, sounds like, people screaming and metal clashing on deck.
Anybody else waking up really, or so far?
The prisoners are all kind of groggy. Said you seem to come out of it more than everybody else.
No guards or anything down here?
No. And for the first time, as you look around the hold, you see that there are no guards.
Are we individually fastened to the wall, or are we linked together and then
Individually
fastened?
fashioned to the walls.
Individually. It was like, psst, Bork.
He's just kind of hanging where he's attached to the wall, but he's unconscious. He's kind of like flopping back and forth, and the waves are kind of rough too. Like it's.
I'll try to get a feel of the waves and maybe see if I can use the momentum to help maybe get myself off the wall.
Okay.
I've tested them, but now there's nobody here to really knock me under.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. So you can attempt to basically escape artist your way out of it. Like you doubt you can rip these from the wall.
Okay. I guess would that be?
It's going to be a dexterity or I think
thievery. Because there is no more escape.
I know.
Yeah, maybe thievery.
Thievery is the only thing I can think of.
I'll let you
or
default.
athletics.
I'll let you default to thievery. Be more dex based and.
Right.
Yeah.
12.
12.
At least it wasn't a 2.
It was not
I mean,
a 2.
you pull pretty hard, and you feel your skin start to tear a little bit around that, and you're bleeding a little bit. I'm gonna have you take a point of damage, just one.
How many points of damage am I at, actually?
You guys are at full health.
Oh, okay.
Health-wise, you are at full health, all of you. I will warn everybody, though, prepare spellcasters have no spells prepared at this point. You guys haven't had a chance to do your rituals to prepare spells for the day.
Sorcerers
Spontaneous casters are okay, which I know a sorcerer is. I'm not sure. I think you guys are all spontaneous, aren't you? Or are druids prepared casters? Do you have to prepare your spells each day?
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well, that felt awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'll let you have another try at it if you want to.
Sure. Use the blood to lube it up a little.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll slide right out of it. Oh, there we go. So 20 total.
Yes, you do using your blood to help. You take another point of damage, but you do slip free of your bonds.
I gotta check something. I'm not crying. Telling you, it's the shoulders. The shoulders are sensitive.
It's a sensitive area.
Yeah, I slip out of there and sneak over to who's closest.
We'll say Bork's right across from you.
Sneak over to Bork and be like, hey.
I'm gonna have you make a Fortitude save. It's DC 15 to see if you can wake up past the poison.
What was the DC?
15.
I made it.
All right.
Okay, 19.
Nice.
So yeah, Bork starts you know. He has the hood on him still.
Right. Yeah, I start pulling it
There's
off as he's
there's
coming.
it's just leather tied.
Okay, so how are we bound? Like hands and feet?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you're shackled.
I like start thrashing around as the hood starts to come up until it's over my eyes, and I'm like,
Actually,
oh.
no, not feet. No, feet,
Okay.
just hands behind your back.
Okay. I'll still start thrashing around until it gets over my eyes and I see it's my friend.
Like, shh, calm down.
You start to hear the sounds of battle filtering down. Everything's kind of coming through like a Gauss haze of just like your ears are stuffed with cotton and your eyes are kind of cloudy still, but you can hear what sounds like people screaming on above decks and also
Hey, buddy.
steel clashing.
Something's going on.
Yep.
I gotta lose this. Do I see keys hanging anywhere? Do the guards
No.
usually have them on?
The
there?
guards have them on them.
Okay. So there's pretty much nothing down here except for the
How'd you get
prisoners.
You can see it like his.
Hold up my torn, fleshy wrists and
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. You just yanked him out?
yeah.
I wonder if I can do that. Can you pick the lock?
It's like
You don't have any tools.
I don't have anything, man.
So no then.
Wait a minute. Say ah.
No. I spit a tooth out.
They're probably not thin enough, but
No.
yeah.
It's worth a shot.
Right. Can I just grab his manacles like behind him? I'm like, hang on. And like try to like reach around him and get him and like put my feet against the wall and pull his manacles from the wall.
Yeah, I'll give you a shot at it.
Is that what that one be athletics then?
Yes.
18?
No.
No.
Yeah, he's like straining, going red in the face, and he's just like, "Let's go." He's like, "No, these are very well made."
You might have to do it like I did.
It's good because I thought you were hugging me there and it was getting awkward.
Well, like what was? No, I wasn't.
Okay. So what'd you do? Did you just pull your hands out?
Yeah.
And the ship is like up and down pretty good. Like you're in some pretty intense
All right.
waves too here.
I guess I'll try to pull my hands out.
All right, go ahead and make your. I think you said it was thieving. Is that the skill?
That's what we were
Thievery
using.
is for escape artist, I thought.
Yeah.
Ooh, no. I rolled a 1.
Nat 1.
Yeah.
He as he like works on these like manacles, like you think you hear him tighten.
How'd you do? Oh man.
Can I, like, get my arms
No.
underneath me?
No,
Okay.
you're pretty tangled in right now
Okay.
with your nat 1. Like, yeah, he tries to get like a foot under it. He gets his foot wedged in there, and now he can't get his leg out, and
So
he's
now I've got him, like... and I'm like, I don't like this.
This is not going well.
I'm like looking at him like,
And I'm hanging upside down.
I think I'm gonna have to dislocate something to get you out of that.
how did you make it worse?
All the blood is flowing to my head.
I'll go see if I can find something to fix this.
Okay. You should probably do that.
I'll go look around real quick and like maybe pass these guys and pull their hoods off too. Then start waking them up.
Okay, who are you gonna start with? Okay,
Or I guess whoever's next in line, whatever.
they're on either side of him, so
Oh, okay.
you pick.
Low. So you, because I roll low.
Because roll low.
Because I roll low. Not sponsored.
Do I wake up? Do I gotta roll?
Yeah, so he pulls the hood off and tries to slap you awake. You get your one chance to see if you can overcome the poison.
10.
Total?
Yep.
Yeah, Jax ain't waking up. Like he's out good.
Man, that's worse than the shovel. Savari. It's 11. All right. I'll go wake her up then. Or try to. Meanwhile, I'm keeping my eyes out for like any kind of tools, anything laying around.
Fortitude, you said?
Yep. What'd you roll?
We are the best. This is why we're in this
Call it.
situation.
Is the whole hold down here? Like there's like no little like rooms or anything off to the ways? Is it just steps up to like...
Yeah, it's just steps up to the deck.
All right. I go up, sneak up to the stairs and try to peek out there.
Karn's there too.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't trust that.
Bards are spontaneous casters.
Okay.
Ooh. That may be helpful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I found somebody had gone
Actually,
online
yeah,
and made a
Karn might
list.
be helpful right now.
Huh?
Even if it's a trap, it might be helpful. I'll go try and wake up Karn.
Okay.
Yep.
He looks in pretty bad shape when you get to him.
Beat up.
Yeah, he's carrying a lot of old injuries too. Like his injuries look like they've been healing, but he looks in really bad shape.
I try to wake him up.
Okay. I'll give him his fortitude save. Yeah, he starts to come to.
Like, hey.
Casmo,
Mm-hmm.
you escaped the gnolls and ended up here?
Where? Now I'm confused. Do you not remember Riddleport?
Yes, I came to Riddleport. I was looking for you. And the others.
But you came to Riddleport with us.
No, I didn't.
Is he lying to me?
Roll.
Goddamn dice.
You have no idea.
Did you roll a nat 1?
No.
It's a
Oh.
3.
I rolled 3 times higher than that.
Yes.
Do we have insight? Oh,
Perception.
okay. So, at an 11.
You're not sure.
Yeah. I'll let somebody else ask those questions.
There's a feat. Like, I took that feat. It used deception to detect lies.
Yeah, well, you can with the feet, yeah.
Yes.
Well, let's figure this out later. Well, can you get loose?
I've tried to pull free from the wall, but
Maybe together we can do it?
the chains haven't budged.
There's battle going on. So we have free time to get turned out of
Yeah.
here.
He's like he's like when the boat rocks forward.
Train type it.
You're gonna do the most of it. He looks like he's in pretty, like I said, pretty bad shape still. So
Right.
you get to go ahead and roll.
Yay.
I like making you roll dice.
Ooh. So 24?
Okay, that's using athletics.
Yeah.
So you pull on the chains don't give, but his body does, and you hear the popping sound as his thumbs dislocate as they pull out of the manacles. But you do get him out, and he like lands with a grunt. That's like the sound he makes for having his thumbs dislocated.
Sorry about that.
I'm free at least.
Try to use medicine to relocate those?
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, let me fix that. 18.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to reset them pretty good. You think they'll hold?
Don't grab things hard for a while if you can avoid it.
May not have an option. Our captors are ugly creatures. Hobgoblins?
I believe so, yes. I woke up Bork. I could not wake up Jax or Vaughn.
They're all alive then.
Yes.
Good. He looks down and sees them unmasked, and he's like, oh, okay. We'll need to get keys then.
Yeah. I can't. Bork's like all.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Don't mind me, guys.
Slowly rotating, thinking about something like,
I can't get him loose. Yeah, I'll just go see if I can find some keys.
Okay.
Maybe.
So as you creep up the stairs with Karn right behind you,
crap.
the sounds of battle get much louder.
Use prestidigitation to make a spell component. I was going to use that and then cast the one spell I have that needs a component.
Huh, it's almost like you got captured and they didn't want you to use magic, so they took away your ability to do so.
I can still
Weird.
cast spells. It's just the one material component I need for the one spell I have
Right.
that has one.
Yeah, you like get to the top of the stairs. What are you doing?
Peeking, sneaking.
You know, like it's basically
Peeking,
like think of
sneaking.
like a trap door in the deck. You'd have to like, open up the.
Yeah, I'll open it up a little peeky and like
So you're looking across the deck. The battle is still going on, and the hobgoblins have set up looks like a pretty good defense. You see, much to your surprise, that the attackers seem to be mostly halflings. And you can see a few taller folk beyond, but it is raining out, like the midst of a storm as well. And you can see a bunch of the riggings and the sails of the ship that you're on have been slashed apart or torn apart, and there's hooks, like grapple hooks and ropes, kind of like going off out of your vision.
All right. Do I see any like dead hobgoblins laying here
There's
somewhere?
a bunch. Yeah.
Okay, I don't see like keys hanging off anybody's
You don't see
belt,
keys,
do
but
I?
you do see a few weapons.
Kind of like reach out and...
Yeah, they're scimitars.
Oh, okay. Well, don't know how much that's going to help down there.
Karn like nudges you and like points, and there's like a hobgoblin. You see the keys on his belt.
That's what I'm looking for.
A
A little ways out there, though, or
little
close?
bit, not too far. I mean, enough that you might get spotted going out, but the battle is in full swing, so you may not.
It's all according to the dice roll.
Right, yeah.
Oh,
Because we know how this is going to go.
Sneak.
Karn grabs a fallen blade as well.
Yeah.
Holds it tentatively in like a two-handed grip, but kind of does make a bit of a face when he grips the blade.
Yeah, I'll try to snag 2,
Okay.
and I will try to make my way to the keys.
All right. I'm going to have you go ahead and make a stealth check.
10 total.
Yeah, so you and Karn get up there, and neither of you have like the presence of mind to like. You kind of get out to get the keys, and Karn apparently takes your movement as like, oh, we're gonna go fight, and so the trapdoor just clambers back down behind you, and the hobgoblin spins, and that'll be your initiative roll, your stealth check there.
Nice.
But you wish you had that hero point.
Right. Oh, I just make it worse.
Strangely, the hobgoblin is going faster than you.
Strange.
But Karn reacts faster than the hobgoblin. And he runs up. He closes the distance quickly and slashes down with a two-handed grip on this scimitar.
Hassan Chop.
That's on
And
chop.
promptly critical fails. The nat one.
That's on not chop.
Cards.
Yeah, where's
Yeah,
our cards?
yeah.
Come on.
You said no combat, so I was all ready for that.
Well, there wouldn't have been, but
Alrighty.
Well, I'll tell you what. You mess with those. He goes up and he swings, and the hobgoblin just brings his shield up in perfect timing, and the thumbs you set come right back out of joint, and the scimitar goes flying off, and he's like kind of folds in around his hands.
I tried, buddy.
And the hobgoblin then just rears up and swings in and hits him with the pommel of his. Oh yeah. If you're gonna roll a 1, you got to follow it with a 20,
Well,
and just lays Karn out. Just lays him out onto the deck. Looks over and sees you, and closes the distance, and then takes a second swing at you. You're of course not wearing your armor at this point.
Right.
For me, that's Tuesday.
And he'll probably miss. What's your AC?
15?
It is not a critical failure, but it's close.
Yeah. I think I'm in that right. Sweet.
Your dex is a 3.
1 and proficiency is +4.
Oh, proficiency is +4
Yeah.
for no armor. That's awesome.
Hmm.
All right. That's his turn. It's your turn.
All right. Well, I'll make him my prey
Okay.
and give him the double Hassan chop as well.
Okay.
So chop.
Chop, chop, chewy, chop.
The low one's a 24,
That'll hit.
and then the other one's a 26.
That will also hit.
Either crit.
Those will hit.
Are those D6? Those are scimitars? I'm not familiar with scimitars. Are they D6?
They
or
are D6s, I believe.
D6s. 16.
Wow. So you like lay into this guy, and he's like reeling back, blood flowing from the wounds freely, but he doesn't fall.
Try to give him another one.
Now scimitar does have a
Nat 20.
Nat 20. You got it. That will probably, with your negative, a bunch to hit.
That'd be a minus 10, right?
Yep.
So technically, it's a minus 2, so 18? Maybe the-
So that would be a hit. That is a critical hit still.
Sweet. Nice.
Cards.
It's funny because it's
Like right on the money.
yeah. You could only crit. You either crit or fail.
Crit or fail.
Yeah.
I just need to see if somebody turns
I
to
read
something
that
special.
one already.
Forceful. Ooh, so they're +1 damage.
Yep.
There's your crit card, the one that's down. Give me the other one back. Give me.
This one? You went back? Okay.
Whatever that one is.
Missing ear. Says normal damage. Target takes a -2 penalty to perception checks and charisma-based checks, except intimidation until healed.
You sliced off his ear.
I sliced off his ear.
Didn't you got that on that other thing
I
that
did,
didn't care?
but this guy,
Roll your damage.
he has a decent ear to chop off.
It's true.
So it says normal damage. Does that mean I just do the regular, don't
Yep.
actual do double damage? That's kind of sad. So 6, 7.
So you slice his ear off, and he falls to the deck screaming, basically out of the fight. He's 0 hit points effectively,
Oh, okay.
giving you a chance to scoop up the keys and make your way out of there.
Yeah, scoop the keys, scoop up Karn under the shoulder.
And what do you do with your blades?
Uh,
You don't have a sheath
just
for
tuck
them.
them under my arm.
Okay.
Like, oh god, oh ow.
All right.
Sure.
Oh, sharp, sharp, sharp. No clothes, no clothes.
All right, and you head down back into the hold then, dragging the unconscious Karn with you. He's a pretty big dude. You're probably dragging him, not.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's unconscious. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yep.
You got knocked out.
Yeah, I'll just leave him kind of at the base of the steps and
Okay.
go unlock Bork.
All right. So, Bork, your life has not been good since your friend Kazmal left.
Yeah.
Hanging with one foot wrenched up and one foot basically to keep the weight from coming down on the chains and graining yourself. You've had to be on your tiptoes, and every time the ship moves,
I sacked myself.
pretty much.
Oh man.
And at some point, you keep thinking, I'll become immune to this pain. And then every wave teaches you how wrong you are.
Are those manacles giving you a tattoo?
Yeah.
And then
There may be
Kazmal shows
spelling.
up with the keys.
Finally.
And then I drop them in a crack.
Oh God!
Oh!
Don't give him any more ideas.
I know, right? I'll come over and unlock you.
Please, by all means.
Like,
You see when he came down the stairs, and you saw when he went up, Karn was with him.
Yeah. And he's not now.
Well, Karn's unconscious at the bottom of the stairs right now.
Good for you.
why? What?
Didn't you knock him out?
No.
Good for you.
So you unlock him?
Yep.
It's uncomfortable.
Hey,
You guys have a moment
You had
together.
to get the lock right there, didn't you?
just don't touch the jewels.
I don't know if I can't.
And I look him in the eye.
The whole time.
Be gentle.
But you do eventually get the lock undone.
Let's come in by the curlies.
How'd you get
And
the
you're
Frank
released,
above
and you
the
can get your
beams?
leg down.
I stand up and all the blood starts.
Like, oh yeah, my hand's still there.
Like grab the wall, like this will take a minute.
Well, like he's taking a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I try to wake them up again.
They're out.
I unlock him anyway. Just kind of like lay him down.
Yeah. I mean, they're kind of leaning against the sides of the hole as it is, rolling back and forth with the waves. So.
And then I'll start unlocking other people.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess I'll give a shot to waken these two up. Magic finger.
I'll give you guys another roll. Who do you want to start with?
Goblin.
All right.
Ladies first.
Oh,
No, he picked you. He
Yeah.
picked you.
Damn it. 15.
That'll do it. So you come to, Jax,
I just look like.
with a goblin finger rammed up your nose.
Magic finger. Get that out. Works every time.
Should have seen where that finger was just stuck for a while.
Your fault.
What?
Shh, it's funner this way. I'd say smell my finger, but...
You just did.
I've smelled worse. I get up.
All right.
Trying me.
You
Oh,
get to
yeah.
make a save.
What am I adding to it again?
Fortitude save.
15?
On the nose. Or in the
Literally.
nose.
In the nose.
In the nose.
Nice.
Magic finger works every time.
Finger, wake up!
So yeah, you wake up with a goblin finger rammed in your nose.
Ugh.
Not like gently either.
Oh, yeah, like it's 2 digits in.
Ah, my membranes. Oh.
There it was, 2 knuckles deep in a druid's nose.
How did we get
After
free?
being in the sorcerer's nose.
Oh, damn sorcerer, 20 gold pieces, and I'm wankered on Rohypnol.
Yeah, I tried.
It rolled out of your mouth really smoothly.
How did we get... Putting it all together. How did we get it free?
Kaz is the key.
What's going on?
Oh, yeah, as soon as you wake them up, I'm like, run over and unlock them.
Apparently somebody's attacking our captors.
Oh, no, I already did that. That's right.
Yeah,
What?
you guys can hear like the last little like sounds of like steel on steel and screams, and then things get kind of quiet on deck.
I'm like, unlocking people. I'm like,
Do you still have those scimitars?
they probably left them over by...
I grab one. Up the stairs!
You head up the stairs.
Oh, yeah.
Bork,
Wow.
I don't think I would.
Wait,
Do I
I
get
got this.
unshackled
Nope.
first?
Nope.
Yeah, you guys are on shut.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were
We got
unshackled before I woke you up.
We were captured by hobgoblins, and the boat is being assaulted by halflings. I don't think I would go up there as you.
I'll be fine.
No.
Well, let's just peek
What if the halflings are not our friends?
while you're unlocking.
Well, then we'll find out real quick. Go up the stairs.
Okay.
I was more worried about that they probably are our friends, but Bork's a goblin.
I fly up the stairs.
I'm gonna go up after.
All right. So you go up the stairs, and there's a bunch of halflings.
Okay.
Like,
What about the hobgoblins?
so there's a group of hobgoblins like kind of in the middle of that have thrown down their weapons and like surrendered.
Okay.
And then there's the halflings kind of surrounding them. You do see a couple humans as well.
Okay. At that point, I just put the sword down. And then...
Okay, yeah, when they see you, like a bunch of halflings turn and face you with bows drawn.
Whoa there.
Like, there's another one!
I'll pop up
Another
after
one?
him. Wait.
You can't tell the difference between a goblin and a hobgoblin?
Some are usually associated with others.
You're not helping. Go back downstairs.
Just saying. This one's not one of the with them. He's with us.
Clearly, based on the fact that I'm practically naked.
Yes.
One of the humans is walking over. She's wearing, like, boiled leather armor, like hardened leather. You see a symbol, like a holy symbol, hanging from her, like a necklace.
Okay.
And let me see if I have a good picture of it. There we go. I can still spell.
Spelling is our friend.
Oh, no, I just want the picture, not the whole link. There we go. Yeah, it's this very ornate, stylized sun and sword symbol. She's carrying a longsword. And Yeah, she kind of like puts a hand up and she's like hold, he's obviously a captive here as well.
Yeah.
Although a clever one, obviously. And she pulls out this like tube like off her belt. It's about 4 or 5 inches long, and she whispers a word at it, and like a flare shoots out into the. It's like I said, it's pouring rain.
I quit paying attention to everything else.
You just watch
Like,
the flare,
ooh.
and as you watch, like the clouds start to lighten and the rain ceases.
Huh.
Who are you people?
Do we all go up the stairs now at this point? Can we like push our way up? to
Yeah, if
where
you
they're
guys,
I've unlocked everybody.
they're all unconscious still. The people down there, so
I'll try to wake some of them up, but I just unlock them all though.
okay.
Yeah.
We're here to rescue you.
Outstanding.
Well,
Like
I-
us specifically, or like everyone on the ship?
Everyone on the ship.
Oh, okay. So
Well-
you're a slave for yours.
She takes her helmet off because she's wearing a helm as well, and she's a very pretty girl, curly black hair, kind of olive skin.
Uh huh.
where are we currently?
You're in the inner sea.
Oh.
We were in Riddleport. How far from there are we?
Quite the distance.
Where were we heading?
Probably the slave markets of Agorian.
Gloria.
Those jerks.
Those meanie heads.
I was gonna grab the scimitar. I think I'm gonna get shot before I make it.
Well, then we are certainly in your debt.
No, you're not. You're in no one's debt.
I appreciate that.
Also outstanding. I'm looking around. Is there like a cabin or anything on the deck?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's people like going through it right now.
Okay. Head that way.
We'll sort the belongings and make sure your belongings get back to you.
Oh.
Anything that were taken by the slavers.
Thank you.
Any coin that they've accumulated will distribute fairly as well.
Oh, that's awfully nice of you.
Have I come upstairs by now too? Or
Yeah, you guys are up there on the deck as well at that point.
Are you the leader of these vigilantes?
We're not vigilantes, but yes.
What's your name?
What are you?
I'm a follower of Iomade,
Mm-hmm.
and
She's a freedom fighter.
we just help stop the slave trade in this area.
Excellent. That's awesome.
I'm so sorry.
It's a
I'm
respectable
Leona.
profession.
Leona.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. I'm Von Trina.
My husband's on the other ship over there. He will be sinking this vessel before we're done. We'll get everyone transferred over there.
Okay.
I hand the keys over. In case you have locks you can't open when you're looking about.
Thank you.
There's a lot of unconscious people down below still.
We'll be able to get them moved over. They keep an antidote to the sleep agent they give you in case they need you up and moving. I'm sure we'll find it in their cabins.
I'm hungry.
I bet.
Well, we'll
need
find
to
some
wash my
food that isn't spiked with anything for you. Don't worry.
Well, I mean, it can be spiked. I could use another nap, probably.
What land do you hail from? Are the four of you seem quite comfortable together? You know each other?
Yeah.
I hail from Varisia.
From Varisia.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
Likewise.
We were going to be heading to the island city.
My brain feels fuzzy.
Absalom?
Too. I can't remember.
Absalom. Yes, I'm sorry. My brain is fuzzy. We were heading for Absalom, but we were taken back there in Riddleport. So, But we will be grateful for wherever you might be able to drop us off.
You may be able to find passage on a ship from West Crown. That's where we're headed next.
Great. Anything we can do to help?
You don't like West Crown?
No, I've avoided it for many a year, but...
Yeah, firmly ensconced in your parents' farm for the last 18 years.
Right, that too. Chiliax as a whole is to be avoided for those who enjoy freedom.
I think West Crown will defy your expectations of Chiliax.
Then I look forward to being pleasantly surprised.
Here comes one of our longboats now, if you'd like to... Since you're up and moving, if you want to be the first ones to...
So I have a better suggestion. Instead of burning the ship, can we take the ship to where we need to go after we get all the...
Your experienced sailors?
Nope.
No. But, I mean, we can figure it out.
Or get lost
Yes.
at sea and die.
I wouldn't advise that course of action.
Next longboat, yes.
I think
Slavery...
It was a thought.
Slavery is
I'm saying maybe
unfortunately
somebody here-
still legal in Chiliax, and so what we're doing here is not sanctioned by the crown. So we are sinking the ship when we're done.
Sounds fair.
cover your tracks.
Cover the tracks.
I look at the small group of hobgoblins and them?
They'll be
Drowned.
left with their ship.
Excellent.
Fair.
Look at one of them. Neener, neener.
All right. Again, Leona, was it?
Leona, yes.
A pleasure.
Indeed.
Make for the side of the boat. And wait for the longboat.
Okay. Yeah, longboat comes up. There's a couple of halflings crewing it.
Where's
and you see another ship not too
Where's
far
Karn?
away. Karn's unconscious. You guys left him unconscious at the bottom of the stairs.
Well, we gotta
The rest of them.
get him.
How did he get unconscious? I thought you said he was conscious.
He was conscious until one of those hobgoblins pommeled him right in the forehead.
They brained him?
Yeah.
So they captured him
So
at the inn
I'm
as
gonna
well.
go brain him again.
Not
For getting
according
us in
to
this
what
situation.
he said when I woke him up.
What did he say when you woke him up?
When I woke him up, he didn't have any recollections of Riddleport at all. And that he was actually there looking for us. And the last he has remembered was when me and him got separated when the gnolls were chasing us.
Does that add up?
No,
Maybe he's got going on too.
You all
he might.
have heard of doppelgangers, perhaps? Shape changers?
I've heard of races that can take on people's likeness, but I mean, even acted like an arrogant jerk.
Doppelgangers read your thoughts. They
Oh,
know
That's really unsettling.
surface thoughts. They know history. That way they can get a real feel for who that person is. And then that way...
That seems like a likely excuse.
So
How
if
do
I
we know
can,
he's not lying?
Well, we can certainly talk to him.
Yeah.
nothing.
We can certainly question him. I might have an idea if he's lying or not. But
I couldn't tell.
Well, if he's unconscious, maybe we should just splash some water in his face and make him wake up.
well, let's bring him along with
Over the edge
us.
of the boat.
Use the magic finger.
Casmal, could you grab him?
Sure.
Thank you.
Leona's like directing people to do things. Like she seems very much in charge. But she's staying near you guys as well, kind of like listening to you a little bit as well.
Huh.
So yeah, I'll go down the stairs and pack Karn back up.
The rest of the slaves, what kind of people are they?
Mostly human.
So, like, do they seem like adventurers?
No,
type
they
people
seem
like
they
us,
seem like
or
craftspeople. They seem like fit craftspeople.
fit craftspeople. Okay. What kind of stuff were we left clothed in?
You were left in your basic clothing, but they took any armor and weapons from you.
Okay.
Yeah, the longboat ties up, and they throw like a rope ladder down. And if you wish to go over, I promise you we'll have more comfortable accommodations on our boat.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. I'm wait for you to get back with Karn.
Do I have like an uncomfortable feeling about this? Does she feel
You
like
can roll.
too accommodating?
You trained in religion at all?
Yep.
You know, followers of Iomade are like champions for justice.
Yeah, but what if she's lying? Everyone is suspicious now.
Somebody's jaded
I wonder where she gets that.
from the handling.
Yeah,
we
she seems
received?
pretty upfront.
Okay. Okay. I graciously accept the ride to the boat then.
So, what was my great grandfather a champion of again? What deity?
You don't know.
Okay.
You never asked him. You're too busy biting him.
We were fighting.
Wasn't a jar.
Well, yeah.
Do you remember the symbols on his armor at all?
I remember he wore armor.
You guys get down to the boat, climb down the rope ladder onto the longboat. There's a couple of halflings there. They're
How tall are halflings in this?
about the same height as you.
Okay.
They're about 3.5 feet.
Excellent.
They,
Lower Karn down, I guess, with the ropes or
Okay.
something.
yeah, you can lower them down.
Drop him.
Put
Just
a
fish him out of the
lube
water.
under his arms and lower him
Dip
down.
him in the water. Maybe that'll wake him up.
Dunk him like a chicken nugget.
I'll just produce some air and splash some water off the surface onto his face.
Totally taking all the fun out of this.
It's better than drowning him.
We're gonna drown him.
Now who's being cynical?
Well, probably you still, but same. We weren't gonna drown him.
Put him in the water, just float him off.
Yeah, he'll float.
We all float down here. All right. I lean back. Let's wait till they help if they need help getting people in the boat.
Yeah, so you guys, you guys are the only ones that seem to be going over this trip.
Oh,
you know.
okay.
But you guys are conscious and ready to go, so they're, you know, and you can see like the lines. I mean, it's not that far between the two ships. They'd grappled this ship and
Pulled in close.
Excellent.
and yeah, you get over and they throw there's a rope ladder down already, and they help you get onto the rope ladder and up onto the boat.
Look at the ship that we're heading for.
So it's a very like it's like a galley style ship, but it looks like as you like get to it, like you two are probably more in sync with this. Actually, noticing this, like parts of the ship seem like living wood. Like there's not a lot of like between the planks. Like the planks look like they're melded together.
No.
And there's like
Fascinating.
parts of the ship that there's like branches coming out and still like live growth off parts of the ship, especially the mast. And there's like this bear of a man helping you up at the top.
What flag are they flying?
It's a noble's flag. I don't know if you'd recognize it having not been from here.
No, I'm just making sure it's not skull and crossbones or the
No,
flag of Chiliax.
No,
or...
nothing like that.
All right.
Well, I mean, potentially I would. I don't know how overreaching the society skill is.
You're, I'd say, hundreds, if not thousands, of miles from home right now. So probably not.
Oh,
probably
okay.
not.
We're not down with the
Stranger in
noble
a
culture.
strange land. And he's deeply tanned, like he's been out in the sun a lot. Big unkept beard, but a big grin on his face too, like he's just like happy to be helping you out. And
Like a contagious kind of smile.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep, and like help Sean board the ship, and it's like, oh, watch the railing there, you know.
Okay.
So you are the captain of this ship?
Oh no, that's my wife over there. She's captain of the ship.
Oh. All right then.
That was awesome.
Well, then.
Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard the preemptive retaliation.
Preemptive retaliation.
Preemptive retaliation.
Tell me about this boat. What is this made out of? What is this wood?
Oh,
that seems to be growing.
Oh, come. Well, let's get you some accommodations, and we can certainly talk about it. It's quite a wonder, isn't it?
It's fascinating.
And food. Food, right?
We
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
we haven't really been taking much sustenance. That's
No, if the slavers have been treating you in kind, they've probably been giving you something to just keep you alive and keep you asleep, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, please, friends,
still
come this
feel
way.
a little fuzzy in the head from that.
What's your name, good sir?
Oh, Arbogast.
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 A pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, and you should reach out to shake your hand,
I shake it.
and each of you in turn. Come this way. We should have some food below decks, and then we can find you some good quarters.
Excellent.
You all know each other then? You were.
Yes, travelers.
Friends.
What about the one they're hauling up right now?
He's maybe not a friend.
Uh-oh.
He's an acquaintance, though. We do know him.
Well, there's some questions
Kind
we
of.
need answered.
Questions need answered. I'm agreeing.
Okay.
Well-
Absolutely.
I'm sure we'll be okay having him in our accommodations for the time being.
Yes.
Questions aren't my forte, but my wife, you should talk to her. She's...
Where's my familiar?
It'll take time for them to reach us.
Can she fly?
You gave her
You
wings.
can you
Even
guys
though
feel
it's
your
been
can you feel your
days?
familiars?
Within a mile.
They're on the ship.
Well
Oh.
then, yeah, again.
Yeah.
I was just assuming
Yeah,
they were
They
like.
can feel us.
Yeah.
And you can
So
you
they
can feel
would-
that they're on the ship still. The other ship.
Wait, come
So
back.
so they're probably in a cage or something over there.
No.
They'll
I
be.
would have realized that while I was still on the
Oh,
ship.
you're groggy
then.
from the poison.
Yes,
so
okay,
So you
all
kind of
right.
had this wait a minute.
Pokey! Wait, Pokey!
Are you okay, miss?
My familiar is back on the ship. My mind is cleared enough to remind me. My familiar is on that ship.
Oh, don't worry. They'll be brought over.
Okay.
What was the name of this preemptive?
Retaliation.
Leona's very good at her job.
I believe that. I just feel bad. It wouldn't feel right to be eating while my familiar is in a cage.
Thank you again, sir.
Oh.
So,
Can I get your names, please?
my name is Jax.
Good to meet you, Jax.
I'm Bork.
That's a good name for a goblin.
It tastes right.
What tribe are you from?
I'm unbroken. Or unbreakable.
It's farther to the north then, right?
Yeah.
There's a couple tribes in the forest around here that I knew. Goblins are good people sometimes,
Sometimes.
just like other people.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
Casmal.
Casmal. What clan are you from?
The Kazakar. Strong-blooded.
Don't know that one. Not from Chiliax at all, then.
No.
And you, miss?
You can call me Von Vin.
Von Vin? From the north, right?
From the north. That's where my family's from. I've never been there myself.
All right.
And
Please.
where do you hail from, good sir?
Oh, right here. I'm from Chiliax.
Nice. How long have you been doing this endeavor?
Oh, past couple of years now.
Well, lucky for us you have been, because otherwise we'd be a lot worse for wear.
And he as you're talking, he takes you guys down below decks.
Did I miss what we're giggling about?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Making
me.
fun of the dwarf.
Yep.
Weeping ring. So, yes, we'll follow him and
Yeah.
So as you guys go below decks, the ship is very clean. It's very nice. Like the inside looks like
a tight ship around.
it looks like everything's like polished on the inside, like all the wood, and everything is wood. Like you don't see any metal accoutrements. Like the railing is all wood. Looks like it's grown from the wood of the deck. It's all very graceful.
This is awesome.
tell me, Mr. Arbogast, how did you come about this ship? This is an interesting design.
He leans in close. He's like, I know. I designed it. And he smiles and claps you on the back.
Oh,
And
handsy.
as you head below decks, like this, like maybe barely over 1-year-old little girl goes running out into the, like from one of the rooms down below and comes running up to him, and he scoops her up. And I mean, her hair's just barely long enough to be in like little pigtails. And he picks her up, and you can just see like she is his whole world. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Come on, little Kosh, let's go get some lunch, shall we?"
Is this your child? Child. That's the word, right?
Daughter, is the word you're looking for.
Oh.
But child works.
Yes.
It is. It is.
Very nice. Let's see to that eating. What?
I'm like touching
I'm being pleasant.
the ship. I'm like
Sure.
the.
We'll work on that.
It reverberates like living wood. Like when you touch it, it's like you can feel like the spirit of a tree still.
I feel entity in it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, that's so.
I think Vaughn's found her new calling.
Oh my gosh.
The high seas in a tree.
Right.
It's not cold enough,
The high trees.
but it'll do for now.
Yeah, it's I forgot to put that detail. It's warm.
Mm-hmm.
Like where you guys are right now. Like you guys were coming out like Neth, which is the equivalent of November. Mm-hmm. And where you're at right now, you don't think it's been that many days that it's like summer again, but it's warm. Like it's almost, if it wasn't for the sea breeze, it might be oppressively warm.
I do like this climate.
How did we get somewhere so warm all so fast?
Hot.
We're heading.
I'm looking up at the little girl.
We're far
She's
south.
blonde, you said?
No, she just had her hair in pigtails, but yeah, her hair is black.
Okay.
We're far to the south.
How
so.
old's your cub?
A little over a year now.
Oh, she's tall for her age.
Gets that from me. Gets her spirit from her mother, though. Especially when it's bedtime.
Don't they?
And yeah, he takes you into looks like a mess hall for all the sailors and everything. It's very, very neat and clean once again. The tables look like they're grown out of the flooring of the deck. So nothing moves when the ship moves. The chairs aren't, but the tables are. But the sea is really calm. Like the rocking that was just there moments ago. Like it's almost like you're almost having a hard time even walking because like you
Used to
got
those.
So
used to,
used
when you
to
woke up, the world was rocking, and now it's not. And
Still have our sea legs on us.
and it's very calm, and there's people making food in the back, mostly halflings once again.
Like food. When I go sit down.
Have a seat.
Yeah, he's like, please be seated. I'll get you some real food.
Sorry, I didn't mean to jump ahead, but
And he goes over and he starts like bellowing commands at the cooks, and they scurry to.
maybe he's the head chef.
That does seem to be kind of like he seems to fit into that really quickly. Back there.
Oftentimes,
Makes
they're
sense
just
to me.
high up in the chain of command, I've heard.
And he comes over and he has he loads loads a tray up in one arm, and then like grabs another smaller tray and comes over and just puts like bowls of like rich stew in front of each of you, filled with what appears to be like mutton and vegetables, and just 2 full loaves of smell like fresh baked bread, like they're cooking this stuff back there, and the bread's like seasoned with herbs, things that you've never had before either. Like it's very, very exotic smelling to you. It's very spicy.
This smells amazing. I can't wait to dig into this. Nom, nom.
I've got like half a loaf of bread in my mouth, and I'm like, wait. How are they baking fresh baked bread on a wooden ship?
Don't ask questions.
Not all of
just
it's wooden.
eat.
Oh, okay.
We have some stonework.
Oh, excellent.
I'll show you the ovens afterwards if you like. And he leans into you. And he's like, I designed them.
You see,
I unhinged my jaw and stuffed the loaf of bread.
just scooping stew into my mouth. Oh my god, this is amazing.
Yeah, the food is extremely savory. And like it's full of spice, but not hot spice. Just, lots of flavor.
Excellent.
And he sits down with the bowl
I'm not eating yet
Okay.
until-
Yeah, he sits down with the bowl and he starts eating.
Why'd you eat?
Oh, he starts eating?
What did
Yeah.
you eat?
Do you have any pickles?
PTSD. And after he starts eating, then I'll start.
Okay.
I'll start with a piece of bread.
I started eating. And I watch all them first, and like,
I feel like we just learned this lesson, but I'm gonna.
I doubt they're gonna bring us all the way over here, only to re-poison us and then put us into chains.
Take my empty bowl and start motoring back to the kitchen.
I don't understand the motives of anybody right now.
You just
Yeah,
gotta,
like you're met with
I'm just-
a ready ladle
I'm
basically.
like, this is so good. Thank you so much. Do you have any pickles?
We'll look and see. We might have some in the cargo.
you can't. You gotta go by body language and just read people. This guy, and I like put a spoon towards him.
And he's like polishing off the bowl. Like he has gone through it as fast as Bork has.
This guy
Challenge
says, seems like a decent fellow.
accepted. I come back with
Why,
like
thank you.
a hunk of cheese and a loaf of bread and a bowl of. I'm like,
Yeah, he gets up and he goes over to the kitchen and gets a refill too, and comes back down and just like goes into it with gusto. He has and his little one she's like eating pieces of bread and she's dipping bread into his stew. And
Okay. I eat. I'm eating.
Okay, just
You don't have to convince me to eat. I'm just saying we got into this situation by
I
eating.
make a cheese sandwich.
you gotta read the room.
That's cool.
Do like the whole thing in a stew.
And just start eating again.
I've always said goblins are a lot like a halfling, but with an appetite. And he just starts laughing uproariously.
I've heard that before. Where did I hear that from? It may have been Lale.
Might have been. So why is it mostly a halfling crew? Not that there's anything wrong with a halfling crew. Is that true?
It makes sense.
They're the ones who want to do the work. A lot of the crew are escaped slaves themselves.
Oh. Is that a problem in Chiliax?
It's a twofer. It's a twofer.
Well, Chiliax, slavery is still a very real trade here.
Why is that?
Oh, it's been legal here for quite some time. The
What is this?
now my understanding is that there is they're abolishing it eventually. A deal made with one of the noble houses, although I think the queen's going to go back on her word on that.
Insufferable.
Not one to mess with the queen.
Well, I never met her, so I couldn't tell you.
We don't have one of those in
I
Borussia.
have. Not one to mess with the queen.
Okay.
Well, nobles and royalty.
But
Yet here you are rescuing slaves.
well,
Messing with the queen.
queen's not here.
It's a solid logic.
Should come to Borussia sometime. A lot of open area there.
A lot of not slavery going on.
That. Too.
I knew someone from Varissia.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. I got all the Varissia I can handle.
Oh. Well, it depends on which Varissian you met. I mean, we're all from Varissia and we're fine folk.
The door opens to the mess and Leona walks in. She has her helm under her arm. The sword is sheathed. She's like, good, I see you've met my husband already.
Oh, do we stand up for captains?
Leona,
I'll stand
a
up.
halfling?
Like weird.
No, she's she's human.
I thought she was
Oh.
a halfling, so
Oh,
I
no.
was like,
You
It
thought-
would be so great if
No,
she,
she
was a
thought it
halfling.
was a real awkward.
She comes over and she like puts her helmet down on the table, like next to where he's sitting, and like ruffles the little one's head, and just smiles very affectionately at the both of them. And then goes over and gets a much smaller bowl of stew, but goes over and gets some food, and then comes and while she's in the kitchen, she takes her sword off and like leaves it in the kitchen,
cool.
and comes over and sits down. Oh
Do we stand? I get up
no,
awkwardly.
please don't.
Well, okay. I sit back down, grab some bread.
Besides,
bread
if you
from-
stand for
from
me,
pork.
and as she says it, she's like, if you'd stand for me,
It's gone.
just
yeah.
the captain of the ship, and like Arbogast gets up to go get more food again and hands the little one to her. She's like, you have to stand every time he gets up. He's admiral of the fleet.
Wait, there's more ships?
There's a fleet?
I thought he was the cook.
This is one of 5.
Oh.
He very much believes in leading by example. If you need food from the kitchen, he'll get you food from the kitchen. If you need a blanket, that's just the man he is.
Well, he seems like a decent fella.
He is. I like to think so, at least.
Well.
How are you feeling? Is the food helping?
Oh,
Yes.
buddy.
Good.
The food is delicious. Thank you.
How did you end up on that ship?
Well,
We were shanghaied.
yeah.
We were poisoned and then ambushed in Riddleport, and then woke up on the ship.
They poisoned our food. I say pointedly as I'm looking at the food.
There's no
Well-
poison here.
It's really good. You should try some.
I am eating.
Oh.
I've
Not
been
fast
eating.
enough. Here.
Yeah.
Here. Let me eat that.
There's plenty more in the kitchen if you need any more.
Yeah, you could just go get some more.
The kitchen runs almost nonstop here
You
between
do know
the crew and my husband.
You,
I-
you watched me walk over there and
I
come back
did,
with
but
me.
I didn't want to be rude. I thought you were just being rude.
This is a beautiful ship.
When am I ever rude?
What's it made
I
out
get
of?
up and
Um,
get some food.
So it's the only one of its kind. My husband used to be a druid, and this was his design. This was
I
his
suspected
masterpiece.
as much.
Is it
with the
magic?
living
It
wood.
smells like magic.
It's very much magic.
That's what I thought.
Not much of it is his magic, unfortunately. He had his ties to the primal severed in a battle, and never
How is that possible?
never
I've never
regained
heard
his
of such a thing.
abilities. We were facing something quite otherworldly.
I come back with a now full bowl of stew and some more
That's
bread.
so terrible. I'm so sorry.
What's terrible? What?
That's
I missed it.
He's had time to come to grips with it, and he said it's akin to missing an arm, which he's also had happen. As you can see, he's quite intact with that now.
He's missing an arm?
He was for some time.
What happened? What'd I miss?
He used to be a druid.
He was a druid?
He
that
was.
makes sense
He
with
had
the...
his ties to the primal severed in a battle.
Is that something that happens?
I've never heard of that before. It sounds awful.
Okay.
I figure it's naturey stuff.
Okay.
It's
Gotcha.
naturey stuff.
Like
Naturey
nature god
stuff.
Thing.
Sorry, I'm not much
Sorry,
of a-
don't mean to be.
He
funny.
comes back over with another bowl. Like this is like his third bowl now.
I'm looking at his arm.
Yeah, it looks fine. I mean, both his arms match. They're both there.
They're the same color.
You okay?
Yeah, yeah. I'm just...
And he sits down. Like it's kind of like they have their chairs, but she like scoots his chair so it's touching his basically. And she sits down and
So cute.
she sits down and she is like almost leaning into him as she's just like, Hobgoblins. They put up a good fight, that's for sure. But
Are those what most of the slavers are?
no, but some are. Hobgoblins find they can play a good trade here. A lot of them come from the north, from Riddleport and parts beyond.
Well, hopefully.
I'm sharing.
You just got your fingers all over it.
He didn't lick it. We're doing better than last week.
That's right.
That's true. Just
So how many people do you usually save in a week, a day? I don't know. What's the
This is the first one we found in a few weeks. It just depends on our luck of coming across a slave ship.
So it was all just luck of the draw that you came across us.
Yes, it was.
That's amazing.
I'll take it.
So,
What day is it?
Ooh, good question.
are you an admiral for the Queen?
He's like, no, I'm admiral of the fleets for House Miranda.
I see.
House Miranda. I don't think we've ever heard of that. We don't
No,
We don't have a whole lot of nobles up in our... I mean, there are some, but they have their estates. And
It's the 28th of Neth. It's over 2 weeks since you guys made Riddleport.
2 weeks? We've been out for 2 weeks?
I suspected as much. I mean,
We must have came super far. The 28th of Neth?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
So, usually the question people have at this point is, what now?
Well, yeah.
that's what I'm thinking is we were in the middle of, we had goals, we had plans, we were doing stuff.
A halfling comes in the door as you're talking, carrying 2 cages. One for each of you. He brings them right over to the table.
I'm coming back from the kitchen again.
You're having something happen to you that you've never really had happen before.
Except in the
No.
Except in the Feywild.
You're finding it hard to keep up with a human.
Oh.
Okay, but I'm a distance runner. He's a sprinter.
He doesn't seem to be slowing down.
Everyone tires eventually.
Those are familiar.
Yeah, you see your bird in one and your twig in the other.
Can we let them out? Is that cool?
Yeah, absolutely.
She probably
Please.
looks more like a thorn bush or like a rose bush right
Right.
now.
It
If it's
has
that
been
warm,
2 weeks.
she probably has some,
didn't happen to see a little statue of a dog, did you?
We haven't brought all the possessions over
Please say
yet.
you didn't.
Drop it in the ocean.
If you do find a statue of a dog, it does belong to him.
Not
One thing about
probably.
hobgoblins is they're very meticulous in their record keeping too, so we'll know what belonged to who.
Oh, that's
Excellent.
interesting. Why would they keep records?
They're just
of-
very organized. Well, to track their profit, but they
Interesting.
record what each. I hate using the word slave, but that's each captive. What each captive was wearing when they came on. Also, when we get to port, I can have somebody help you with the marks.
The marks. I start inspecting my body. I'm just start doing like a mental inspection.
It's
of
it's
my
on the
body.
back of your neck.
What is it?
They marked
Oh,
us.
hey.
What's it say?
It's a.
There's a number tattoo on it.
You don't want to know what it says.
What's mine say? Sweet.
Dude!
What do they look like? Like the symbols?
Just a number.
Just a number?
Yeah, it's a number in Goblin.
What's my number?
Nobody speaks Goblin except
Yeah.
you.
I know, but I want to know what it is.
I can't read it.
I can tell you what
I can't feel it at all.
No, it's
Okay.
a tattoo. I mean,
what's it
Alright.
look like? I
Yeah.
describe what it looks like, right? Draw it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Funny.
So, what do we do with those?
we'll get them removed for you.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
I feel so violated. What? How? Why would you? They tattooed my body without my consent.
okay.
It's violating.
So glad I was unconscious.
You would have been fluttering.
Yeah, what's my number?
2.5.
There's no dot. It's just 25. That's a mole.
2.5.
Well,
What's his?
4.
So the cage isn't locked, is it?
There's there's like a little lock, but they have the keys with it, so you can
Okay.
you can unlock it.
Yeah, I let Ailish out, who flies up. Is there rafters or?
Yeah, there would be
Okay.
beams. There'd be
Beams.
beams, so there's not like a rafter you can sit on. No.
Just cross beams.
yeah.
So he hangs upside down.
Well, it's all a living ship, so no.
Oh,
not
no.
really.
Okay. So, yeah, he would come and just sit on my shoulder. Hey, what's up? Well, that
Pokey
was...
comes over to
Pokey
you.
comes over and, oh, look at your beautiful flowers. Oh, you're so pretty.
Yeah, Arbogast is watching your
It's
familiar
like-
intently too. Like he's like down on the table watching. He actually stops eating for a moment.
Oh,
Guys, time to catch up.
Pokey, meet our
Still eating. We
meet
just
our
stopped
friends.
to read the numbers on
And
the
I'll,
back of your guys' necks.
scooter toward Arbogast.
Yeah, he like puts a hand out, like he's gonna shake with like one.
I'll tell her in her head, be really kind.
Yeah, and he's just like really just entertained by this.
Aww.
She kind of like leans back a little bit, and there's like a little bit of a sad smile on her face looking at him as he's playing with your familiar.
Makes me sad.
I don't understand why y'all get pets and I don't get one.
Because you don't like dogs.
Yeah, but there are better pets than dogs. I like goblin dogs.
It's a goblin dog.
You don't know what a goblin dog is?
I don't know if I
I'm sure
wanna
your
know.
time will come.
It's a goblin dog.
It's true.
It's like a dog, but for goblins. And better.
So it's
than
a pig.
dog. No, that's a pig.
It's a goat.
No, that's a goat.
That's a pony.
Any other animals you want me to verify the name of?
It's a puma.
Arbogast is like, actually, goblin dogs, they think, are more related to rats than dogs.
Yeah, they're rat looking.
They're hairless,
Big.
and they make you itch really bad.
They don't make me itch.
Well, that doesn't
Well, they don't
sound-
make goblins itch. That's
doesn't
why
sound-
goblins like them.
That doesn't sound pleasant at all.
Doesn't.
They're
Even though they're hairless, their dander gets everywhere.
they're
Ugh.
smart.
And I like rats.
Ew.
There's
I don't mind rats.
giant rat with the worst dandruff ever.
That's what grosses me out. Because I have this mental picture of this person right now in my head. I'm putting it together, and it's not. It's like with a.
So
rat
they're
face.
ROUSs.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Rodents with unusual snowstorms.
So
And
you were
skin
headed to
conditions.
Absalom, though?
Yeah, we were gonna go talk to the Pathfinder Society in Absalom.
That's a good place to go.
So that's where we were headed, but fate has a way of.
So you can
Interesting.
visualize what it looks like.
Oh, okay, so it's like a giant hairless cat.
Dog.
Rat.
Thing.
Thing. With a baby on its back in a saddle. Because apparently goblins steal children.
It's called rations.
It's the best way to keep them fresh.
Okay, here's kind of a better. It's more like a really muscular rat dog.
Okay.
Like if you cross a pit bull and a rat.
Yeah.
They're
got
really
it.
gross.
What's that?
So they're really gross.
Hey, they're better than horses.
So we'll see where we can go when we get to West Crown, and see if we can make our way to Absalom, or
Well,
maybe
you may
help.
want to talk to the lady of the house. We are the only house that does trade with Absalom.
Perhaps help out if we can
Yeah.
for repayment of helping us out of a jam.
We don't take payment for helping free people.
Well, not a payment,
But
Payment, it would just be us volunteering.
yeah.
if you do wish passage out of West Crown, then something could be arranged, I'm sure.
There we go.
Yes.
Lady Miranda is very fair.
Excellent.
Benevolent, maybe? That was a question?
Benevolent?
Yeah.
I'd like to think so.
Okay. Just trying to get a feel for the situation.
So she's nice.
She is.
Good.
So your wife is a follower of Aomade?
Yeah, Leona's sitting next to him.
Yeah.
So
I didn't realize. Sorry.
Yeah.
So you're a follower of Aomade?
I am. I felt the goddess's presence when I was quite young, and felt called to service about 3 years ago.
Okay.
And she like looks at Arbogast and he's like, yeah, he confirms, you know.
So, not to pry, but has your god ever given you like a mount of any kind?
Oh no, but I know some of the champions of the faith have received something like that when
Okay.
for their service.
All right.
Usually a mighty like Destier
Like a
warhorse.
Yeah.
Pony.
Horse.
Go.
Sounds like you're gonna need to sign up to be a champion.
Not the
No.
path I follow.
No, I'm just trying to figure out.
How to get?
No, what great grandpa was a champion of?
Oh. Might be able
Well, the
to find
mount
out.
is a bit of a manifestation of the beliefs of the user.
Okay. Just curious. Thank you. I'm educating myself.
How long will it take to get there?
We're about 2 days from West Crown right now.
All right.
None of you have left Varissia before then?
No,
First time.
I hear Varissia is beautiful.
it is very nice. I certainly miss the plane, open
It's
plains, and
sometimes difficult to register what it's like having not really been outside the area. But yeah, it's nice. But
There is much beauty in the land.
Well, Chile X is our home, but we don't agree with all the politics and policies of our home. But we still love it and fight for it.
so why do you live there if it's not good?
Because if everybody who was good left, who would change it?
That's a fair point.
there wouldn't happen to be a library on the ship, would there?
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. I was just inquiring.
Yeah, Arbogast, you said it, and Arbogast like leans back and thought like, oh, library on the ship.
Books and seawater don't really mix well.
But a lot of times on long voyages, yeah.
Usually, seawater and living trees don't, but
Oh, that's a good point.
But I am stuffed, and I would like to take a rest if I could, because I am.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. And Arbogast gets up and he hands,
I hate to
hands a little
break this
Kosh
up.
back to Leona, who gladly takes the girl and starts giggling, and she just starts playing with her at the table. And Arbogast gets up. He's like, accommodations, of course.
We've just been upright for so long, and it's and now I'm full and very sleepy.
Full
I am full. I don't have an endless.
metabolism.
Yes, we'll go with that.
Follow me, please.
All right.
And he
thank
gets
you.
up and he like leads you back out into the main hall you guys were just in, and goes to a separate door, and it looks like a crew quarters, but it looks like it's unmanned. Like there's nobody like claiming any, and it's mostly like hammock type, beds and stuff set up on the ship. And he's like, you three gents can take your pick here.
I'm still eating.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't follow them. I'll find it later.
I just wanted to see where it was. I've done enough sleeping.
I have not.
And the miss, and he's like, we have a slightly more private room down here. We weren't sure.
That's very accommodating of you, but I would rather stay with my friends if that's okay.
Each their own.
I appreciate the privacy for changing and whatnot, but we'll be okay.
Yeah.
He's just like, okay. He like starts to amble back towards the kitchen.
Where's our friend?
You guys left him in the kitchen.
No, the Karn.
Yeah, you guys left him in the kitchen.
Oh, I thought he was still
He's
unconscious.
Yeah, he's still unconscious.
Oh, we just kind of
Yeah,
tossed him on the floor.
You just kind of like left him
Oh, all right.
propped up in a chair at the table.
I would actually go back then and heal him.
Okay.
And I will...
But you go back in, so Leona's still sitting there with Bork and unconscious Karn, and when she has a moment, like, as they leave, she sees him, and she's like, what happened to your friend?
He was drubbed over the head by a hobgoblin and has been unconscious ever since.
Oh, not the poison. And
No.
she gets up, and yeah, she, like, walks over and, like, lays hands on him. And, like, you see, like a yellow light come from her hand, and, like, a moment later... Like, he gets a little more hale and hearty looking, like his face, and his eyes pop open. And he kind of like reaches up to like grab her, and as he does, his thumbs pop back into place.
Hold.
Well, he'd like to, because he has somebody, he doesn't.
Yeah, no, and that's why I'm telling him to. Karn. Settle.
Yeah, he just grabs her arms and like looking at her for a moment, but he doesn't like seem hostile or anything, just like startled. And
Let the lady go.
yeah, she like takes her hands away, and he lets her go, and he's just like looking around, kind of taken in, because last he remembers he was on board a hobgoblin ship. And we are no longer captives.
Correct.
Is
And
this happening while we're there?
yeah, so you guys are coming back into the
Oh,
room at this
okay.
point. This happens after you guys left to get shown where the
Mm-hmm.
barracks are, basically.
I see he's awake, and I'm like,
You
oh,
should
I came back just to...
Move to one of these tables and have some food.
Yeah, and Arbogast comes in. He's like, "Oh, he's awake," and he like goes over and like grabs another bowl and stuff and brings some food out. The halflings have been like a continuous stream of coming and taking your plates, and yeah, as you finish.
Yeah, I go get another bowl too.
We have indeed been rescued. I am super eyeballing him,
Okay.
but not saying anything.
Leona gets up.
Thank you.
Of course. I'm gonna finish overseeing what needs to be done, and she hands the toddler back to Arbogast and scoops her helmet off the table. Walks back to the kitchen to retrieve her
Karn
blade.
a couple of times before she leaves. Like,
Oh yes, thank you very much. I'm sorry, my wits aren't all there right now. And she comes back out. Arbogast sits back down with a fresh bowl of stew. And dives into it. And as he's like bent over like eating his stew, she comes over and like kisses the back of his head and then walks out the door.
She's quite a gal.
She is.
Hey, do you think you can fix these?
Our courtship was very intricate.
I just realized that I'm still hurting.
and I'm going to get some more.
Well, I'd love to hear about that sometime. So she tells us you were a druid.
Yes. And he gets kind of like a dark
Can I touch him?
look over his face
I'm
as
only
you
down 2.
you definitely get like a sense of
Were you-
loss.
was anybody else?
I'm golden.
She's a druid.
Do I have healing spells learned right now?
I could tell.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. You might
I
not.
don't have any. Yeah.
Never mind, you don't have spells. Pooh.
Sorry.
You need healings?
Are you...
I'll,
He's a
not
spontaneous.
Oh, okay.
I'll whip up some wind and fill it full of glowy, soft energy and send it
And
over.
right
your-
up the nose.
right up your nose. There you go.
Oh,
Everything smells funny now. Thanks.
So how? She said you had some weird otherworldly battle.
oh yeah, some years ago. Nothing to be talked about though.
Okay.
With clear skies and pleasant times ahead of us.
Yeah, I don't want to pry.
Now, get us back to land and a few drinks in me, and we may have a different talk.
Sounds like a plan then.
So don't take offense to this, but you have quite the appetite for a human. I'm just impressed.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, I understand. That's a big compliment coming from a goblin. And like he like see like a moment of like sorrow kind of pass over his face for a minute.
What?
And then he kind of recovers from it.
Are you not entirely human?
Oh no, I just remembering a friend of mine who passed some years ago. It was a goblin.
What was your friend's name?
Bother.
Balder?
Bother.
Bother.
Bother the goblin. Might have been the mightiest warrior I've ever stood by, goblin or otherwise.
Really?
Do I recognize the name?
Roll.
What?
Any kind of history?
Lore would be.
Lore?
Yeah, I've
Lore?
got games lore, and that's about it.
Nah,
Society, maybe?
Society?
Okay, we'll try society. 2. plus 6, so 8.
Never heard of him.
I have no idea who that is.
And I'm okay with it. Well, I'm sorry you lost your friend.
I get the feeling we're
As I come back with another bowl.
I get the feeling we're pressing him, so I don't want to. I'll be like, I'll check this out, and I'll go into the kitchen and.
So Karn is like, now that he's like had some food, and he's looking around a little bit. He's like, so what happened to you after we split up?
A lot.
I was on my way to the kitchen, but I stop and turn around. Yes, let's talk about that. I turn around and actually come back to the table, sit down.
Well, I reunited with them.
You're buying this act?
Let's have some conversation. Tell us what happened. What was the last thing you remember seeing us?
We had split ways when the Knoll Pack was hunting us. Morgan, Casmol, and myself went one way, and you three went another. Obviously, you escaped. We stood and got the Knolls to chase us for some time, and then we agreed to separate the three of us. But Morgan went with me for some ways afterwards. He didn't want to be left alone. He begged not to be left on his own.
And where is Morgan now?
I don't know.
What was the last thing you remember about Morgan?
We came to a clearing in the woods, and some of the Knolls had gotten ahead of us. And I drew my weapon and prepared to fight. And that's the last I remember until I woke up tied to a tree, being poked and prodded by the Knolls.
I'm going to use my lie to me and see if I can detect lies.
Sure.
Is it perception for the rest of us?
16, 17, 18.
Seems like he's telling the truth.
20.
Seems like he's telling the truth.
I'll pitch in on this.
I didn't get higher.
What'd you get?
17.
Seems like he's telling the truth.
23.
Yeah, seems like he's telling the truth.
Okay.
Do his scars and wounds look the same as...
Did they look superficial?
Right. So, like, I examined his, and I tried to also remember the other, or possibly other, Karn on whether his wounds, because I've seen both of their wounds now. If they
Well, a lot of his wounds are cleaned up right now because he just got magically healed as well.
Right.
And he's also spent 2 weeks resting in a boat, which heals some of it. But I'll let you make a medicine check and examine him and see.
I'm trying to just recall the other wounds I saw to see if they match up, if they're... Like,
Right.
if the other ones, like, now thinking about it, looked fake or something.
Roll.
Like, you know. 17?
They don't match up. And the wounds, like the scars and the nicks and stuff that he has that are mostly healed at this point, look like the type of things that's, you know, the cruel torture of Knolls. As I was saying, though, they didn't... I was fortunate in that they didn't search me very well, and I had a small knife tucked into one of my bracers. I managed to pull the knife out when the camp had started to slumber near dawn, and cut the bonds and escape from the camp. Lost most of my possessions, though. My weapons, my coin was taken from me, and I stumbled into Riddleport a few days afterwards, hoping to meet up with you there, and started looking around for you, and was offered to stay in an inn near the docks, and woke up on the boat.
What was the inn's name?
I honestly don't remember.
Someone offered you a room at an inn, and you took them up on it?
I was desperate. I had nowhere else to go. No coin.
It just seems very unlike you.
Well, desperation will make for interesting situations. Tell me, though.
Did he get hurt when we were fighting the undead? I don't remember.
Yeah, but you guys healed him then.
Did it, like, no scarring or
No.
anything?
Magical healing leaves your skin baby smooth.
What, your conversations with Morgan. You said he was desperate to be not left alone. Did anything strike you as odd about him?
No, the man was a coward. That seemed in his character.
I have a running theory.
I as well.
You didn't see him at all when you were captured by gnolls?
No.
Okay.
I assumed they ate him.
Okay. Did they have crookpots?
No, they didn't. Nothing as sophisticated, but there was chunks of meat over fires
Okay.
when they bothered to cook it at all.
When we met up with the other
I'm
car,
hungry again.
Arbogast is like, well, on that conversation note, he picks the toddler up. He's like, I'll let you finish this conversation. I think it's time for this little one to have a nap.
Oh, yes, sorry.
And he wanders out.
we got into one scuffle, didn't we?
No, we met him at the...
So why would something want to... So I guess we should... See, now this makes me mad because we had a really honest and genuine conversation with not real Karn.
We did.
Wait. With who?
I even said sorry, remember?
You did.
We wrote it down.
We were traveling with one that looked like you.
Another dolphin?
No, it was you. A copy.
Oh,
of
look
you.
exactly like me.
Exactly.
Had your
It's
memories.
even like a
and-
rude jerk like you.
That's beside the point for right now. Let's continue on with this train of thought.
I'm just saying it had your personality.
He met up with us in, what was that town? Small and
Well, it was the little
insignificant.
village that we found.
Yes.
With the ruins. What was that town?
Yes.
It was insignificant. But
Very small village. Close to where we evaded the gnolls.
so when we traveled with him,
Tracked us down to a farmer's house.
yes. And then led us to Riddleport, where he took us to an inn as well. Paid some gold, said the rooms were taken care of. We went into a room and were given poisoned food.
And we got drugged.
And that's where we lost all time.
Or at least 2 weeks of it.
Yes. None of us saw him. This is out of character. None of us saw him walk in except you. So, and you haven't told us that yet. So,
Yeah.
just FYI. So, back in character.
Why would someone want to copy you? Like, what would anybody be interested in?
Who's the
In
only
that
one who
password.
knows of our interaction with Karn? Anybody?
Whoa.
The What's his name?
Morgan.
Who also conveniently
I'm more curious
got
about
away.
Yes.
motive.
Yes.
Why?
Well, think about it. Morgan was the only one to get out
He's
of town.
the only one who got away from the
Yeah.
storm.
Only one who got away from the storm. We came upon him.
You think Morgan?
I have suspect. Yes.
But he's so weak.
No. Seeming.
Weakness can be used as a deception.
I killed a
Absolutely.
marionette that had taken over his body. I'm just a little goblin.
That
And the
marionette was
marionette
awful
was-
scary as well.
What?
Oh, and then the other thing. What was that?
A lot has happened since we were in
Gagged?
your company.
A white? Some kind of undead.
Very, very powerful undead. It was very hard to kill.
Yes.
Well, you guys were unconscious. I killed it.
That's what I'm saying. We all tried to kill it.
So we came across a crypt, and in that crypt had the marking of our
The marking of our
Storm
ancestors.
chasers.
Storm chasers, yeah.
So we went down in there and did battle with some undead,
I like how you put that. Did battle.
and then met with your ancestors.
So, as I seem to recollect, when we told this story to you the first time, that was when you started to...
Get pissy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why would I become upset about that?
Because we didn't tell you right away.
Or because, well, I believe that...
Except you weren't telling me, you were telling the imposter.
Yeah, it seemed
So
like
the
they
imposter
weren't-
was upset.
Yeah, they were upset that...
They might have.
Your ancestor wasn't there.
They might have just been playing.
And that Lael was.
The old man from your town?
Mm-hmm.
They also didn't seem to inquire too much about exactly what transpired.
I remember thinking at the time that he was just really pissy with us and didn't want to talk anymore, but that I thought it was interesting that he didn't ask for more details.
So, I'm thinking he was just playing the part of being hurt.
We thought so, but maybe
Made you say sorry.
Oh, buddy.
So, that is our tale.
maybe it had some ulterior things going on that were making it genuinely irritated about the situation.
Could be. We don't know the whole story yet. We don't know if it's Morgan, but he's a prime suspect at this point. I would say.
I would
Unless
say-
he's dead over an old campfire.
Correct.
Correct?
We can only hope that this is some sinister third party with whom we have yet to meet. I will
Why?
get another bowl.
Why
Well, that was
what?
sarcasm.
No, why? Why would Morgan be doing this?
Because he's working with the...
So did
Storm.
you personally know Morgan?
No.
Before? No.
Found him on the road.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Maybe he was disguising himself then. Maybe maybe that's not his true form either. Maybe this has a bigger picture here.
Okay. Just because I don't remember. Had we seen him at other festivities showing up with
Nope.
fireworks before? So that was the first
It was
one.
usually a different group of Varisians each time.
Okay.
There was
But
no
you
reason
did.
for us to
You guys
suspect.
did note that during the festivities, he stayed away from the other Varisians. Kind of stayed to the back of the group, didn't interact, didn't mingle.
We did remember. We did notice that. Yeah.
That's shady.
if it's possible, he could be working with the Enthul,
I wonder if he's dead.
the name of the storm.
That's the name of the storm.
Yes.
So we did learn some things when we went into the crypt that was marked with this Storm Chasers mark. Which, by the way, we're all Storm Chasers now.
We got tattooed.
We got the
We got the tattoo.
Tarn does have the tattoo.
Yeah,
As did your
knew-
copy.
I knew that because I
feel
remember
that
feeling a little bitter about it because my mom would never.
I got a
talk to me
goat
about
too.
it if you had
And
it.
roll up
Yep.
the other sleeve. It's a goat.
Some took it better than others.
Drastically. Over the bowl of stew.
So,
Yeah, it was like that. It was like that. But more.
so yes, I highly suspect Morgan at this point. But we may never know if we, or we may never see him again.
So, wouldn't it be interesting to know who was expecting to receive us? So the whole last hour I keep thinking to myself, what would people do with slaves that were capable of casting magic? Like, how would they plan to control us, and what would they use us for?
Beatings.
Why would we? What?
Beatings.
Beatings. Like they just want to beat us.
No, they
So-
would beat us until we wouldn't use magic against them.
Uh-huh. Okay, that's a possibility. There's a lot of possibilities, but this feels like, what if there's a bigger picture here? I mean,
I'm confused
why are you
What can we do to
confused?
alleviate that?
over why someone would go through all this effort.
I got a mildly off-topic question. What does drawing fall under? Would it be a performance or like craft?
Yes.
Ooh.
Okay.
Why would someone go through the trouble of summoning a storm to destroy our
crafting a
village?
picture.
Yeah, I thought so too.
And then trick you into being sold into slavery.
So what? I'm not saying necessarily slavery. I'm just saying, like, who I would be interested in knowing who expected to. Why not just kill us?
Fair point. There are unanswered questions to this riddle.
What if the hobgoblins have knowledge of who we were to be sold to directly, possibly, if not auctioned off?
If so,
Leona did say that,
that would probably be in their ledger, yes.
yes, if there were specific things, they keep meticulous notes, we should take a look at those notes.
You would be very curious to see that. Yes.
Perhaps we should go up on deck and see the loot being hauled over.
Indeed.
As much as I really feel like I need to do some meditating, that I can't rest without.
It's going to simmer in
It
you.
is. I think we should look at this book.
Agreed?
Certainly.
Head upstairs then. We'll get up. Take the bowls and stuff over.
So yeah, you guys, the halflings, like I said, they're coming out and taking dirty plates.
Oh,
the
that's
whole
right.
time too.
You did
so
say that.
And just so you know, I did apologize for being cold and untrusting towards you.
Just before you backstabbed us.
Just
Allegedly.
that wasn't me though.
We understand.
And I'm sorry if I come across as a what did you say? A jerk.
I think there was more words there, but yeah.
There's jerks aplenty in this group, so.
I hope they have the
And
shovel.
I get up and I go upstairs.
What?
So I hope they have my shovel. Speaking of jerks. I'm the shovel jerk.
So you guys head up on deck, and it looks like the crew is like mostly back over on this ship, and you believe that because you're watching the hobgoblin ship sink. it's much lower, and like you see
I watched that for a minute.
Leona standing on deck watching, like she's really just like watching this happen. You don't see any hobgoblins over here. And you see, like, as you guys are going up to, like, as you're going up this, back into the hall and up onto the deck, they're bringing unconscious captives down and getting them into hammocks. And
Okay.
and then there's, like, somebody going around and, like, basically checking on them and then waving what appears to be like smelling salts and starting to wake them up.
Brilliant.
And but you get up onto the deck and you see, like, bundles of gear and stuff too, and, like, some crates and whatnot that look like they're taken from the other ship sitting on the deck.
I'm sorry, bundles of what?
Like bundles of gear.
Gear.
Like your back, like you see your packs.
For some reason, I heard bundles of urine, and I was like, "Wow, how
Don't
do you
project.
bundle urine?"
Is my Gittern there?
Yep.
I'm like,
And they're sorting through it though. Like, looks like they're going through the hobgoblin ledgers and sorting through things. And,
I walk over and grab it. I'm like, this is.
well,
mine.
it's like tied into the bundles of stuff. Like, we'll be sorting soon. Don't worry. We'll make sure anything that's yours gets back to you.
I step out on deck and
They
just
write in ciphers a lot of times.
close my eyes and breathe in.
Remind me what Captain's first name is.
Leona.
Leona. So I'll just go stand next to Leona. We have some questions, and we could really use a look at that ledger. When you guys are done with it, can we have it to look at,
Yes.
to read? Particularly, we just are interested about anything involving us, not anybody else.
That's fine. I have no problem with that at all.
I raise my hand. What did the hobgoblins write in Goblin?
It's written in Goblin. It's also written in code.
Okay, well, I read Goblin fairly fluently.
So do several of our.
Okay, I was gonna say, if
of
you
our
need
crew.
help, I can help.
You may.
Okay, well, let me know.
Do you know if that was ever revealed, like a destination port they were heading to?
Slave markets in Agorian.
Which is the capital of Chiliax, if I'm not mistaken.
It is. If you decide to stay in Chiliax, I would recommend staying clear of Agorian.
I don't think we want to stay in Chiliax because we have things
Well,
to do. But
We will for a little while to book passage
yeah,
At least I know.
and help.
Pathfinder Society used to have a chapter house in West Crown, but the Crown burned it out over a decade ago.
oh,
Pleasant folk.
We should have your gear sorted out and back to you before nightfall. It'll be another day and a half before we're back in port.
No.
okay.
I would recommend against wearing metal armor if you're going to be above decks a lot.
I look up.
In case you fall into the water, you'll sink
Oh.
faster.
Okay.
I'll look up to the main mast. Is there a crow's nest up there? Or you said there was like
Yeah.
leaves and stuff, but
Yep.
Captain Leona, would it be possible if I could go up in your crow's nest for a little while?
That should be fine. There's only one halfling up there right now. Should be plenty of room.
Thank you. And I'll nod to you all and
They just give you a smile.
head up the mast.
Oh, we're trauma bonding.
No. Go fly, be free.
I'm still gonna eat that bird.
Ailish is behind you. On the
Don't
and
care.
not before I eat you first.
Hey, you're more than welcome to try.
Flaps and heads up the mast.
So she turns as like the last of the ship goes under the waves. She kind of like refocuses back on you guys. Then It's like, so as I was saying earlier, what now is normally the question. Absalom is where your next destination is then, or do you wish to spend some time on West Crown?
We'll know more after we go through the ledgers.
Okay.
Although I'm a little curious about West Crown.
Absalom is still the destination, but
Absolutely, but
Riddleport is Riddleport the largest city you've ever seen?
Yes.
so far.
You may wish to spend some time in West Crown before going on to Absalom
See?
No.
as a way of acclimating.
No.
Wait, Absalom's bigger than West Crown?
Absalom's the biggest city in the world.
Oh. Okay. I feel like I should have known that.
I'm gonna hate it.
It'll be fun.
Climb up into the crow's nest.
Yeah. There's a halfling up there, basically like laying on his back, arms behind his head, sleeping.
Keeping a sharp eye, I see.
Battle's over. Time for a nap.
Ah. What if the ship had friends?
Then I would have spotted them long before I laid down here.
Fair enough. What might your name be?
Sits up, kind of like eyes you up to down, just like, Perrin?
Perrin. Nice to meet you. I'm Jax. Don't mind me. I just need a bit of away time from...
You wish to spend some time up here?
Yes?
Then I'll find another place to nap. And he
Alright.
hops over the edge and starts climbing down.
Alrighty. He hops down. And
He gets down to the deck. He throws a really sharp salute to Leone. He's like, Longshanks has the watch, and he heads off below decks.
Halflings are good people. Hey there.
Sorry.
Belay that, madam.
I'm sorry.
Will you quit with the...
You're on my side. Of the table.
No.
My legs
Nope.
aren't long enough to be on your side of the table.
Well, how am I supposed to know? I'm sitting lower than you are. I could be shorter right now.
And then I'll just spend the time just standing up there, just looking into the wind and just pretending I'm not touching the ground.
Okay. But you're not.
Well, I'm touching...
The thing you're on isn't even touching the ground.
Well, I'm touching a physical surface. I don't want to be touching anything, but
Yeah, just put your arms out. It's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
that's why.
You're on top of the world.
Make sure they're not looking.
All right, so yeah, back on the deck though.
Since I can't have the ledger now, I guess I probably can just go meditate.
I'm going to wander off in search of an accordion.
Time to learn a new instrument.
Oh, I can play an accordion.
I'll give you a perception check. I'm gonna get pretty high. See if you can find an accordion on the ship.
All right.
You might be able to.
You will, because it's annoying.
Because
Oh, no.
Oh,
I rolled a 1.
Oh, you found something better.
So not only do you not find an accordion,
I find
but
a hurdy-gurdy.
You piss somebody else trying to find it.
Just this big oblong with the...
No, he doesn't find an accordion. He just finds like a pair of cymbals, like really big ones.
It's very fitting.
Are they cymbals or pot lids?
They're goblin cymbals.
Same thing. I need something else. I'd like... If there's like a table in the corner of like the dining room area, the galley, I'm going to put the cymbals on that and go in search of other things with which I can make a ruckus.
Yeah, they start sorting the things out on deck pretty efficiently with the ledger, and your gear is all returned to you guys in not too short order then.
Oh, excellent.
So you get your armor and your weapons, and even your allotment of like the coins you had on you and everything.
Oh, my copper. Ooh.
you're copper.
Right.
That's right. I forgot.
Pigs took my silver.
Stupid pigs.
Stupid pigs.
So yeah, there's that gets sorted up, and then you guys get a chance to kind of like just either mingle with the crew or rest for a little bit. And it's not long before the sun is setting behind the ship as you're headed towards West Crown. And, you know, they serve dinner. I mean, you don't think the kitchen ever actually stops. But, you know, there's kind of like a dinner, like a, you know, little triangle is rung. And people kind of start going into the mess hall for dinner. And there's about triple the staff of halflings working the kitchen as the crew fills up the tables and the other captives come in to get food as well. If any of you partake in that as well.
I avoid the dinner rush. I'll just wait.
Okay.
Kitchen's always open.
Jax doesn't come down till they come for him.
I've got my guitar, and I'm sitting at the table where I had the cymbals.
Mm-hmm.
Got some kind of like stick, like a wooden spoon that I'm sitting on that's holding one. I'll just play some random thing and tell a story, and occasionally like whack the cymbal with the head of the guitar. I'm like, along with
At the end of a joke.
yeah, or something.
But
That works. We're just want to listen to you play. So.
Oh no, I'm good.
This is role playing.
Is this,
Come on
we're
now.
busting into song?
I mean, I don't personally sing.
Be okay if you did. We would all understand.
No.
Right?
Actually, it'd be a lot like goblin singing.
Right.
Right. I'm just giving you a bad
We'll
time.
go with that. We'll
Yeah,
go with that.
totally.
So,
Yeah, you guys get a good night's sleep that night. Other than that's just Ash echo there because his phone isn't all the way muted.
I think it's from the headphones, yo.
Really?
I think so, because it keeps coming from over there.
Wow.
Yeah, that's I keep.
But I
hearing
only
it.
hear you.
because I'm loud.
Weird. Yeah. Some of you may find it hard to sleep after what you'd been through on the on the other boat, but eventually, you know, wariness does overtake you, and you get a good, solid night's sleep. Waking up feeling a little more rested and a little closer to your destination. Hopefully.
Got to sleep in hammock. That's new.
Hammocks are amazing.
You've never slept in a hammock before?
I have. Jax has
Oh.
not.
Oh.
He kept saying "we" all night, making me swing it.
But you probably enjoyed it, though, I'm sure.
I did. That's why. I
Kept swinging it.
kept swinging.
That feels a little bit like weightlessness for you too, huh?
It does.
So you guys having this conversation at breakfast, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or in the when
The crew gets up earlier than you guys do, so their breakfast is done. But like they're filing out as you guys go in to get food, and there is no pressure put on any of the released captives to help.
What do they got for breakfast?
They have a full breakfast going. It's a full halfling breakfast.
Like sausages and
Sausages and
breads and cheeses,
like
and
fried bread kind of stuff, and yeah,
Did they find pickles?
fry bread.
they have not found any pickles yet. But you're only a day from.
Well, and I do have my stuff, so that means I've got my pickle bag. So I bring a pickle down with me.
That's really weird. Most
Pocket
ships
pickle?
do carry pickled stuff because brined things keep for longer.
Right. This ship isn't out to sea very long at a
Oh,
time.
okay.
The inner sea is kind of the equivalent of the Mediterranean.
Oh,
Yes.
Mountains of scrambled eggs, yeah.
yes, that's definitely what I'm consuming right now. And all the bacon I can get my hands on.
Just hoovering it.
Oh man, like full on unhinged.
Now I'm hungry. Now I'm actually hungry. All this eating, I'm like,
Hey, we got biscuits and gravy.
I keep
at
thinking
home.
about biscuits and gravy. Yeah.
That's what we had for
that's good role playing when you get physically hungry.
Right.
When you're playing the eating.
All right, so you guys, you guys sitting there having breakfast. Leona comes in that.
Watching the carnage happen. This Bork's like
Just hoovering it.
turns into Kirby.
Unhinges the jaw.
Yeah, Leona comes in with this big bound book.
Now's our time.
Is that the ledger?
This is the ledger. You're welcome to look it over, but I will need it back before you disembark in West Crown.
Certainly.
Sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, she puts it down.
Did you
So
crack the code
yes. There's a
cipher?
yeah, and she opens it up, and there's like another piece of parchment inside there, in really nice handwriting, and it's like a cipher to be able to read
Oh.
what's in there.
I slide it over to you.
I'm
gonna need you to-
out of the
He's
blast radius.
So
The book gets sucked up in. Ah.
I'm like, hold on, I think I got it stuck in my teeth.
based on the weapons you carry, you have some skill with blades, and the three of you are spellcasters.
We are.
Druid.
Well, as I said, if you spend some time in West Crown, Lady Miranda's a fair employer,
Ooh.
and we're always looking for talent.
I have talent.
I'm gonna have you guys make a perception check for me really quick here. There's no penalty for failing. Really, well, if you critically fail, we'll talk.
Ooh, buddy.
21.
2.
13.
What's
So
your,
9.
it's not a critical fail.
13.
Not a critical fail.
Despite your best efforts.
9. What'd you get?
21.
So you notice, and it was like just like a weird little affectation that you've noticed on the crew and on her as well. So she has like a pin on her cloak that is like this little flower, like little kind of bell-shaped flower. And you've seen the same like tattoo on some of the crew and some of the halflings, and you
Would Silvari recognize it, being from
you can make a roll.
the Inner Sea area?
That'd be like a lore or history or whatever.
Society.
Society. There we go.
Which is a 0. 18.
Yeah, he recognizes it as well. How long? Yeah,
He's from the. I would figure he's from the Mediterranean. Like,
Yep.
what's the sandy plain? To the south.
Osirian.
Yeah, Assyrian. I couldn't remember the name for a sec. Assyrian or the Eye.
Yeah, but hasn't it been a long time?
It has, and his memory's spotty. That's why it's always a crapshoot on whether he'll remember or not.
Yeah, he recognizes the symbol at least of the Bellflower Network.
As we're sitting there and she's handing off the book and explaining about it, I'll wait until she's done and be like, "So, is Lady Miranda a haven for the Bellflower Network?"
She just kind of smiles and I don't know what that is.
Indeed.
What's the Bellflower Network?
It's been a long time.
It sounds neat.
They're
I think it's a good thing.
rumored to be a group of halflings and sympathizers who free slaves.
Oh.
But I wouldn't know anything about that. And she just kind of smiles and turns and walks from the room.
Never heard of it in my entire life.
I motion to the pin on her lapel.
It points as she's walking away. Like,
And then I point to like maybe the cooks or whoever. I'm like, and there, and there. They're good folk, but they are protective, if I remember correctly.
Protective of.
Their
Each other,
their
probably.
network,
Can't blame them there.
because, and they work to free. Was it just halflings?
Yep.
All slaves. So.
but slaves make up the majority of the slave population. Halflings make up the majority of the slave population in Cheliax.
So her
Oh.
cautiousness.
Halflings
is,
are essentially a slave race in Cheliax.
yes.
Oh my gosh.
Her cautiousness is warranted by the fact that most of the people that work the Bellflower Network are escaped slaves themselves. So if somebody were to work their way into the network and then bring it down, it's punishable by death in most. Chiliacs and their neighbors to the north.
Arbogast comes in. No child with him this time. What's punishable by death? He goes right to the kitchen and starts getting a big plate.
Freeing slaves, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well,
My friend was just educating me on the laws of slave trade in
So-
Chiliax.
slavery is legal everywhere in Chiliax right now, except West Crown. It's legal to transport slaves through West Crown, but not to hold them in West Crown, because it is illegal in most. It's Lady Miranda handles all that.
Politics.
Yeah, a bit above my head. Lady Miranda and her allies have been fighting to end slavery in Chiliax, but they get a lot of resistance from some of the noble houses who
Rely
make
on
a lot of
them.
money on it.
I can't abide slavery.
I'm going to pick up my mess,
I would agree.
come back to the table, and open the book.
So have
All
you
right, so
decided
we
what
got
you're
here.
doing next?
Not yet.
We're
We
about
only
to
just
find
got
out.
the ledger.
And I'm like, okay.
And he leans down and he is just studying Bork.
It's just like, woonk, woonk.
He's studying Bork as he is, and he's eating his food too.
I'm
Slowly.
kind of watching him out of the corner of my eye, study Bork.
Okay. I'm just like totally engrossed in what's going on, like it's a mystery to solve. Like,
And in Druidic, he's like, that's the damnedest thing I've ever seen. A goblin reading a book.
We're the village that we come from. Any goblin who wants to be educated is educated.
Well, I
say that back in Druidic.
He's like, most of the time they just sit down and start eating them.
like stop and look at the two of you. Like, I understand why that's annoying now.
Yep.
In Dwarven.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I know Dwarven. Oh no, I don't. Dang it.
I learned it from your parents.
Jax is just like,
Okay.
I don't speak any of those languages.
Sorry, Jax.
So what are you trying to find in the ledger?
Anything that's tied into with their destination.
Agorian.
But
Okay.
also, like, if there was anything, like, if we were already sold to someone.
There was
or-
nothing. There was nothing like that in there. It's basically like you were an opportunity,
Okay.
and they had projected what they thought you were going to fetch at the slave markets. You were going to fetch the most, by the way.
Why? Does it say why?
Yeah, exotic elf woman.
Oh, heck
So
no.
does it say anything?
No.
Does it say anything in there?
He was
about
going to fetch the least.
who? Him?
You.
What I
Really?
Yeah, these two are strong
goblins?
laborers.
Oh, well, he's pretty strong.
I mean, he's a little goblin. He's basically an ugly halfling in a nation that already has a ton of halfling slaves. So
See, and thus I could have.
Is there anything in there about who we were purchased from?
That's where I was going, actually.
Yeah,
No.
that was fine.
Okay.
no, you're listed just as acquisitions.
No, like, cost of
Yeah.
acquisition?
Yeah, they paid a few coins for each of you,
Okay, so
a few silver each.
Someone sold us for a handful of silver?
I mean, they were anticipating getting, a little more than breaking even on him after the cost for food and everything to keep him alive on the trip. They were going to make pretty good money on these, but they're going to make bank on you.
just as an FYI.
Like, they figured they could sell you for at least 50 gold.
50 gold?
It's a lot of gold.
It's a fair amount, so just keep that in the mind next time you decide to
Really?
get sassy. Eye rolls, looking over here like.
Sora's gonna be like, I gotta go under the table.
You know I have spells memorized now, right?
Oh, do you? Hey, look.
Can I, like,
So anyway, back to the book.
cantrip just, like, a couple little volts under the table?
You're not the only one that can trip misses.
Well, if nothing pans out in the ledger,
Hand the spoon over.
we were planning on speaking to your Lady Miranda and seeing how we might.
Oh, she's not my Lady Miranda. She's just Lady Miranda.
Oh, I'm not one for nobles.
I'm married
so.
to Leona.
No, I
Do you work for the lady?
Well, I'm admiral of her
Miranda?
fleet.
I think that's what he was. What he
Yes.
meant.
Oh.
He's your.
Okay, I
lady.
see now. Okay, yeah.
So, another question about the book. Does it say if they were part of a bigger network? Were they just like... Were they an agent of a larger
There's
organization?
a slave ship. Yeah, they just run a slave ship.
Okay.
I mean, you recognize some of them as the hobgoblins you saw in the bar when you went in that night. Remember there was a table of hobgoblins when you
Yeah.
guys...
Just curious.
I don't have a context for how much 50 gold is worth. I'm sorry.
So we started out with 10 gold, essentially.
I
100
think
silver.
so. Yes.
Yeah.
That's what we bought all of our stuff with. Was like 100 silver.
Okay, and that's like my
50
life's
gold's
earning?
50 gold's a pretty good amount of money.
That's a good
Yeah.
amount of money.
Okay, all right.
I think
Not
the
so
current...
disappointed.
I think
And
the
ain't no
currency
toss in the
is
bucket.
still like a simple laborer earns a silver a day.
It'd be like 50 platinum in like one of the D&D worlds.
Gotcha. Okay. That feels better.
So, anyways, we were thinking of speaking with the Lady Miranda.
Oh, she's real nice. You'll like her.
Indeed. And how we might help
Going on.
for a bit, and then see if we can't book passage from there to
I'm sure
Absalom.
she'll be helpful.
Well, we certainly would like to earn our way there.
That's good.
Does this ship ever go to Absalom?
This one? Not since my little one was born, no.
That's a shame. I'd love every opportunity to ride this ship somewhere.
Oh, we could make an exception. We'll see what things look like when we get back in port. There's still maintenance that needs to be done on the boat, of course, and unfortunately, because of the nature of it, barnacles and the like get into it more and dig a little deeper in. It requires time to get them off and heal the damage.
How much does it normally cost to charter a ship to Absalom from West Crown?
I honestly couldn't tell you.
Oh.
I have my own ship. Not really been a worry for me in some time.
Oh, what do you charge people?
Oh, we're not a passenger ship. We don't normally take people. But if the lady sends us on an errand that way, we go.
I see.
I guess I can't wait to meet her.
Indeed. Anything we need to know about conversing with her?
Well, mind your manners, of course, or
Of course.
Balthazar will have your head.
Who is Balthazar?
Oh, forgive me. That's it's her knight. Now, personally, I like to call him by my own name. He leans in, real conspiratorial with you. Strangles bears with his own hands. He's the biggest elf you've ever seen.
Well,
Are elves rare in Chiliax?
So West Crown, sometime back, the Queen had an edict that it was illegal for elves to practice spellcasting. Supposedly after an assassination attempt on her life, and many of the elves fled the city of West Crown as a result. But it's been lifted. Some of the elves have come back, but you'll be a rare sight there.
Great. No blending in for me.
Let's get you a cloak with a hood.
there you go.
Elves still kind of have a distinctive facial feature.
And a mask.
Oh, sure. I'll just wear a mask. That'll help me
Or
blend in.
white face paint.
It'll make you seem mysterious.
But we'll get you there. We'll get you taken care of. We're still counting the loot from the ship, and you'll get a share of that as well to help you get settled wherever you end up going.
Excellent.
We understand how this takes people from their lives, and we try to give a little bit of those lives back.
You do good work, sir.
Indeed.
We try. There's a lot of bad in the world, and we've seen most of it. We try to give a little good back.
Well, we're very grateful that you take that upon yourselves. We would be in pretty sorry situation. And
I just can't get over that you're reading. That is amazing.
I've been doing it since I was like 2.
6 years now.
Not many of your kind do.
That makes sense. My brothers are all not.
His clan has long been separated from most goblin tribes.
So, I'll tell you a story. My friends and I were investigating some things in West Crown, and Bother was with us. He was actually working at a pub.
No.
And yeah, good friend of mine. I had to leave a note for him to find us. We were all kind of off doing our own things, and things were really crazy back then in West Crown. And I'll be honest, I wasn't thinking, and I wrote a note for him to find me later, and I gave it to Bother to hold on to. And I left. And lo and behold, my friend was right outside. And so we got to talking, and I remembered I had left that note that no longer needed to be left, and didn't want clues remaining behind for the people who were looking for us. So I went back inside and asked Bother to give me the note back. He reached out like so, and took my hands, and I thought that was kind of odd, maybe some kind of goblin custom. And he put my hands together, and then he threw up in my hands. Lo and behold, the note was there.
It's a safe place.
if I'm not mistaken, it's because their god demands that no written notes, no written words.
Something about a belief that writing takes the knowledge from your head.
Yes.
And so it was his way of protecting me to destroy this note that I had so I could regain the knowledge. Or maybe he was trying to steal the knowledge. It was hard to tell with him. But
Do you hold a similar belief?
No, but
Oh.
I know my stomach is the safest place to keep things. That's where my
never
lucky,
scrubbed my hands so hard as that day.
That's where my lucky coin
I
is.
imagine that would be
Haven't
slightly
lost it.
acidic. Maybe did your hands get softened up a little bit?
It just stinks like it when anybody else throws up. It's not.
You don't have like extra strong.
Maybe it's all the pickle juice, but things seem pretty well preserved there.
Weren't you there when I had a projectile vomit after we got attacked by zombies?
Yeah,
Yeah, but I didn't have to touch your vomit.
Yeah,
Like
but
I didn't know if.
it has a distinct aroma, as I seem to remember.
Anyways,
So you didn't watch
But West
me
Crown's not a bad place these
swallow the
days.
coin back down.
The Shadow Beast have even retreated out, so
What's a shadow beast?
there are no Shadow Beasts in West Crown.
That's not what I asked.
Their city used to be plagued by a curse, but a group of adventurers came through and took care of it about a year ago.
Oh,
So the curse was lifted.
interesting.
Interesting. You should bring that up.
well, the Cursed City is something that we should know about before
Oh.
we go.
I agree.
I hand up the book. I'm like, can you make sure Leona gets this back? please?
Oh, certainly.
Thank you. Oh, and this. Don't want her to
The
lose
cipher.
the code. Yeah.
Puts it back in the book. A lot less character than she had.
So if you really want your mind blown, I can write too.
Oh, I believe you. I believe you. It's just a sight. Just a sight.
All right.
In 4 different languages.
Yeah, the Shadow Beast used to be just a plague upon the city. You couldn't go out at night. The minute the sun would set, these creatures would come out of nowhere.
That was a metal D20.
And he gets up and he like pulls his shirt up on the side, like kind of over a bit of his bulk, and you can see this like puckered scar on the side.
Oh.
That one almost killed me right there.
Get you in the gizzards.
Yeah, that was a night too. Let me tell you, we had just come crawling out of the sewers. Different story. And we
Not
were
tied to the note.
we were going back to our normal inn, and we had spent too long underground and had come out and night had already fallen. We had missed there used to be like a curfew horn that would sound throughout the city, and we didn't hear it underground. And we come out, and of course, well,
Probably weren't right next to you.
my friends looked to me for leadership to get us through the city safely, and I had really never had much of a problem with the Shadow Beast before. Maybe got a little overconfident, and I was talking to just trying to explain to them that there really was no danger of a Shadow Beast when this Shadow Beast came out of the alleyway and gored me. And flung me up into the air, and I remember coming down hard on the cobblestones, and then I saw the axe descending.
Oh.
And thankfully, we had good healers with us at the time, and my brave friend Bother was the first one to rush forward to defend me.
Aw.
And yeah, it was I was told that it was not a bravely fought battle. They picked my unconscious form up, and we ran.
But you had the scar to remind you.
I have the scar, and I'll tell you, I wish I could have been awake to see it. I wish I could have been awake to see it, but we had a what are they called? Sylph. We had a sylph with us. She was anyway, she was the last one. She was holding the door open for everyone, and the last of us apparently came running through. She slammed the door shut behind her and put her back to holding the door shut. Well, the Shadow Beast was basically a shadow minotaur, horns, and it hit the door. And I guess just barely missed her waist on either side. These horns come through the door. She's standing there.
Oh my goodness.
And she just carefully looked down and turned sideways, and
Oh my.
and then but they avoid light, and so even the light inside was starting to dissipate its horns, and it pulled away and didn't come into the. And the best part of all of it is the name of the inn we took shelter in. It was actually like more of a restaurant, tavern type that served a spicy noodle dish, and it was called the Raging Bull.
Irony.
Awesome.
Well, that is a lovely story.
Huh.
Still in business.
Is it?
Yeah.
We'll have to try their
Still have
noodles.
holes in the door?
No. We paid and replaced the door since we brought trouble down on them. We did stay the night there, though. A lot less inns in West Crown these days than there used to be. It used to be inns everywhere, because if you got caught too far from home, you'd need to take shelter somewhere before the Shadow Beast would come out.
Makes sense.
Not so
And
much
it was
now.
just a curse, huh?
It was a curse over the whole city. I think they thought the Queen had placed it, but no retaliation has come down in the year since it was lifted.
Crazy.
Interesting.
Well, hopefully we can avoid her meeting her then, because she does not sound
Oh,
like...
yes, avoid her at all cost. She doesn't come to West Crown much, though. West Crown's a different city these days. I like to think it's a little better than the rest of Chiliax.
I'm still looking forward to seeing it.
Sounds like a place to see.
Well, I'll get this book back to Leona.
Thank you.
Are you four all well taken care of? Out of character. Karn isn't with you right now. He's been spending a lot of time on decks. He doesn't like to be below decks a lot.
You know, if we're not, we know where to
And if you have need of help, please.
Well, I understand.
Exactly.
When we were rescuing you, you were in the process of rescuing yourselves already.
Yeah.
It's good. I like that initiative.
Do you need to handle anything up on deck?
No, I got it handled.
All right.
Thank you for the stories.
I go back and get more food.
Fourth.
He seems a pleasant fellow.
Indeed.
I mean, you saw him sitting there too, because you were kind of looking. He actually had his sleeves rolled up more, and you can see 2 different scars that wrap all the way around his arm.
2 different scars.
Yep.
How many times did you lose your arm?
Well,
He found it again.
let me think. It's been a few years. So, harpies. That's the higher up one there. And then I got my arm back, but not through the really good means. And so I had it taken off again.
Oh.
Fixed it later before I lost my magic, though.
That troubles me, by the way, the idea of the possibility that one could lose their magic. I didn't want to ask you until we were on land, but it worries me. How does that happen to someone?
I looked directly into the face of all that's evil, and it shattered who I was.
Oh.
Okay. Don't look directly at it. Check.
And he gets up and kind of like quietly just walks out of the room then.
Don't look at evil in the face. I would imagine his loss is not a typical loss.
Doesn't seem like it.
So,
I go put my empty plate away.
Yeah, the day kind of goes pretty well. You feel a little better going to sleep on the ship the next day, and you're starting to see other ships too. Like you're getting into like trade waters, and they never change their flag or anything either. So they're still, and their flag is basically like a blue and a white diagonal, flag with a ship on it.
Oh, nice.
I'll take time up in the crow's nest whenever I can get it.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, they let you have as much time out there as you want.
Just gonna carouse with everybody.
Yeah, and the halflings think you're great too.
Oh yeah, they're good people.
Making y'all.
You get like seriously like no bias from the halflings at all.
And I give them none. They're my height. They believe in the same thing: good food and naps. End of story.
But yeah, like the next morning, like so you guys should be coming into it's like the 30th of Neth now. You guys should be coming into West Crown, and you see land. You starts to get closer to the coast, and you see the port, the kind of little bay that West Crown is built on. And you are really taken back by the size of West Crown. Like as you come in, like the city does. Like as you're coming up, like the city doesn't seem to end. Like the closer you get, just reveals more of the city that is built up the shoreline and up kind of a hill, and there's a river running through it, and there's locks built into the river where smaller ocean-going vessels can go into the locks, and they'll actually take it up onto the river. That's a significantly higher elevation.
Hey guys!
And there's a
Look
big
at that city!
island.
From up above.
There's a really big island in like the river right by the mouth where it pours into the sea, and the island is just, from what you can tell, is just covered in palaces and mansions.
Nice.
Like at first it looks just like, kind of like big buildings. Like, oh, maybe that's a temple. Then as you get closer, you start to see the scale. And on the tip of the like kind of peninsula that comes out by the mouth is this just sinister looking castle.
Is that the one we're going to?
Just absolutely sinister looking fortified castle on the end of it.
If there's like a halfling running around, like it stops someone. What castle is that?
What's the Hell Knight keep?
What's a Hell Knight?
He just like gives you this wide stare, like he doesn't know how to respond to you. Well, but they're Hell Knights, miss.
Do you see that black castle? Look at that thing!
They're all over the city.
Up above.
What do they do?
Well, they keep order, of course.
Oh, okay. So they're like the town guard.
No, the town guard are something else altogether. The Hell Knights are, they're Hell Knights. They just...
Are they a Cheliax thing, or are they a West Crown thing?
They go beyond our nation.
Oh.
Forgive our ignorance.
We're from a little town.
And they kind of go about their
I'm
business.
sure it fits inside of any of those palaces.
But yeah, your ship like goes past the port and goes towards that island.
Guys, we're going towards the cool island!
That's not the cool island.
Oh, the cool one with all the fancy places. Look at that. Oh, look at how big
And
that
you
place
see
is.
you see a few ships out there that look like they're like what you get to be like the guard. And they kind of like watch your ship come in, but like flags are waved back and forth between your ship and theirs, and
there's me waving.
They kind of acknowledge, and the ship goes
Jax,
past.
come down here.
That's so cool!
You're
And
making us look bad.
and you guys pull up to up onto the dock, and Leona comes out and she kind of stands over by you guys. She's like, I'll if you. We'll unload everyone, and I'll take you to Lady Miranda and make introductions if you'd like.
I think that would be great.
Please.
That would be perfect.
And so the next hour or so goes by in kind of a blur as you're waiting on deck, and you're like watching them like get these people out of there, and like these what you guys take to be like noblemen at first like come up, but there's like a group of them, and they're like dressed in it nice, really like some of the nicest clothes you've seen, and you gather after a while that they're servants.
Wow.
And they're like helping these people like get their bearings, and they're handing out coin, and this goes on for a while. And you're kind of on like the end of like the dock is like the end of like a really, really nice park. Like and there's a single just giant oak tree in the middle of it. And then it goes on from there, and you can see this massive manor house. It's bigger than if you combine any 4 buildings, including the inn that was destroyed, from your hometown together.
Wow.
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 And
That's so cool.
And they're all stone like stone buildings, like the shiny white stone a lot of the buildings are made from. And
Like marble.
Oh my goodness.
Nice.
after an hour or so goes by, you see 3 people walking towards the dock, surrounded by kind of coterie of these other servants. And so you don't really get a good look at them until they're getting close. And Leona's like, let's go, and she like leads you off the off the ship onto the dock. And there's a moment when you get to the dock that you're like, whoa, dock isn't moving.
The ground's not moving.
even tied up, the ship still has the sway of the waves, and
Oh, interesting.
and so you gotta get your land legs back. And the escort kind of parts to reveal 3 people. One is what you presume to be a Hell Knight, based on the fact that he's about 6'8" and covered in this like sinister blackish red armor with spikes and jags, and a giant 2-handed sword strapped to his back.
Look at that dude.
And he's just huge. Like he's bulky. Like you've heard said that he's an elf. This doesn't look like the physique of an elf. You're like, this is an ogre.
That's
The standing opposite the noblewoman is probably the most beautiful woman you've ever seen in your life. This just absolutely gorgeous redhead. She looks like she's probably in her early 20s. And you can
she's
catch
a witch.
you can catch the sparkle of blue eyes, just pale perfect skin, and she's wearing just a really skin tight red dress. It looks like it might be silk, which you've seen come through your town occasionally, but it's a rarity. And she has just kind of she's a very appraising look, looking over the four of you, with kind of a smile all to herself as she's.
I wave when she looks at me.
I'm just staring.
She smiles a little bigger at you.
Like, this is overwhelming.
And then the noblewoman in the middle, you might think woman's exaggerated. She looks like she's just barely out of her teens, if she's even out of her teens completely. Very young woman, brunette with her hair kind of done up in a bun at the back. Very, very pretty in just a kind of girl next door way, but has a very appraising look still to her. Like she's not a stranger in the world that she's in, and but has a kind smile, and is holding her hands kind of in front of her, and like. Leona walks up to her, and you've heard stories of nobles and interactions of nobles.
Yeah, you bow and
Right,
Yeah.
and that doesn't happen. Leona goes up and they embrace right away.
Nice.
And
I don't think we can do that. Probably not.
I don't think we know what to do at all.
and she
We'll do
she
something
kind of
different,
steps back. She kind of steps back and like your hunt was a successful one then. And Leona's like, yes, it was. And she's like, no danger. She's like, nothing we couldn't handle. And she says, even in your condition, and kind of like looks down at her abdomen.
Ah, snap, she's pregnant again.
And she's like,
She did all that while.
she's like, one or two more runs and then I'll be in for a bit. And Arbogast comes to like the top of the gangplank and waves, and Leona turns to you and goes, "My Lady Miranda, I have some introductions to make, and we will pick up there next week."
These are your new slaves.
I gotta go check on my kid real quick because he
Yeah.
hasn't responded to any of the texts.
No worries.
Yeah, go on, man.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and call it good here. We're a couple minutes just shy of 10 o'clock. We usually end between 9:30 and 10 o'clock our time, so we'll call it good there. I hope you guys enjoyed our game tonight. I know it was pretty roleplay heavy, not a lot of super combat action other than the one hobgoblin. But hopefully you guys tune back in next week. Catch us again. And to see what shenanigans are awaiting our party in West Crown.
Yes.
Pokey's not done yet.
It's good. Right.
As always, feel free to throw any comment our way. You can go to chaoticnight.com or follow us on any of our social media. All the links should be below on Twitch here. Hope you guys had a lot of fun, and we will be back next week.
Tune in for...
Tomorrow we should be back with Primed and Ready. We didn't have it today because of internet issues. We have new internet now. So, hey, Graybo, I'm glad you managed to show up and hang out with us.
Yeah.
West Down days.
It's
West Crown.
autocorrect.
Yeah.
Just typing it fast. West
All
Down
right.
days.
Argyle, I'm glad you made it for this one especially, buddy. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Well, you can catch all the VODs on YouTube as well. So anyway, guys, catch us out then. We'll be back tomorrow, 2 to 5 Mountain Time, for some painting and chatting all game stuff, including a lot about this game. So make sure you tune in for then.
Indeed.
Goodbye.
Good night.
Bye.